Okay, hello everybody, nice to see you again. Thanks for popping in to have a look at this. So this is a game we're playing tonight. It's the first time any of us have ever met. One of the players, Mark, stuck a post on Dungeons and Dragons UK Facebook website asking if anyone was about to have a crack at playing online. I was available, so I set up a little game, invited some people along, and here we are. So there's 5 of us, none of us ever met. First time playing tonight. We're going to play through a little adventure that I wrote. It's a level 1 adventure for kind of new people. It's on DM's Guild. It's called a Halflings Tale, and I'll stick a link to it in the description down below if any of you fancy checking it out. But watch the show. Unfortunately, the footage kicks in right in the middle when the guys are describing their players. So let's cut out Dan. So Dan's playing Atclaw, who is a half-orc rogue. So it's missed out his description, but it kicks in for the rest of them, so have a look at that. If you like this video, there's a load of others. I'm sure you can find them on my YouTube channel and all the normal things that people say, click the buttons and whatever if you want to subscribe and everything else, but mainly just have a little look and enjoy yourself. So thanks for having a look. Ta-da!
Brandon as a baby at an orphanage run by a sort of very zealous bunch of clerics, and because of his half-breed nature, he was treated worse than all the other orphans. He was beaten, he was starved, he had to kind of steal what food he could, and eventually, when he was just becoming of age, they had a ceremony where they branded him with the holy symbol of that order, and that something snapped. He lashed out, he pushed one of the order back, and he fell, hit his head. He thought he was dead, so panicking, he gathered what he could and fled to sort of live on the streets and make his way as best he could. He dresses quite flamboyantly in a way. He's got a sort of like a musketeer, sort of D'Artagnan type hat with a purple plume in it. So he takes quite a bit of care in his appearance, almost at odds with his sort of orcish background. He's trying to be more human than orc. And yeah, superficially he's very, very flamboyant and over the top. Always quick to share a drink with someone.
Ah, handy guy to have around. Okie dokie, thank you very much. Mark, if you can tell us about your character.
Yeah, of course. My character is a rook. He's half-orc outlander. He was born into slavery. His mother was a slave. He was born into slavery that way. And in the slave camp, he was mentored by a full orc, one of the only full orcs to ever accept him, who was like a father figure. When he was only 14, his mother was killed by a cruel slave master after she was caught stealing. Something snapped in him, and he'd used the training that the other orc had given him to be a fighter. He killed all the slave masters, fled the mine, and was living in the outlands ever since. Basically got tired of the lifestyle, just living in the outlands, just set off for adventure. That's his only real goal.
And what class did you say he was?
A fighter.
Fighter, yeah. Excellent. Okie dokie, thank you very much. And finally, Ty.
Renar McKeer, he was raised by gnomes. What he does not know, though, was that he was actually left under a tree outside of his gnome village. The gnomes just couldn't just leave him there, so he was actually taken in by a huge family of gnomes. He has like 12 brothers and sisters. They taught him the ways of song. He actually grew up to believe he was a gnome at first. Just a freakishly tall gnome. The day actually did come where he did start to realise that he was a bit different. Like the pointy ears, the half-elf pointy ears, and everything kind of gave it away, and how tall he was growing kind of gave it away. So he actually decided to set out on a journey of self-discovery, playing his ways of music to the world. However, he hasn't got even very far because he has just stuck around in the same tavern for God knows how long, just drinking his life away. So nothing as tragic as everybody else's backstories.
Oh, that's all right. That's good. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Right, so the scene is set whereby you guys are travelling between two distant cities. You're in the Forgotten Realms, and the place is wild. There's a lot of wild lands, and it's very dangerous, as you can imagine, travelling back in those days, a bit like the medieval times here. And there's certain areas where you would hire a guide to guide you through because they were dangerous or no maps existed or whatever. You're in an area like that, so you're being guided through some marshes. And so the sun sets low in the sky as you make your way through the tall bulrushes. As you round a corner, you see your guide, John Siltwater, is nowhere to be seen. What's more, he was carrying your supplies. So you still have your weapons, but your food and your bedding and all your kind of travelling gear and luggage has disappeared along with John Siltwater. And you guys are standing in the marshes, bulrushes all around, kind of late-ish in the afternoon, and you're now on your own.
So there's no sound around? I mean, if we kind of listen intently, we can't hear anything?
I can play my lute if you really want to.
It's fine.
You can only sort of hear the sounds you would expect to hear in the marshes, so you can hear birds feeding and insects buzzing about, and the odd splashes of frog or fish or something messes about in the water, but there's no sort of unusual sounds.
Would I have seen a map of this place at some point?
No, there's no maps of this area. It's one of the wild areas, and it's the reason that you hired a guide, because the marshes are known to be dangerous and unmapped.
So there's no obvious path or kind of track that he was leading us along?
Give us a survival check.
Hang on. This is where my roll 20, yeah.
That's all right.
Survival is... Scroll.
What we got? Cool. So yeah, you looking around, you sort of start searching the area, and you can see that the bulrushes are sort of flattened, and you can kind of make out what you think is a track. It leads, you have a little look down it, and it leads to a small stake that's been pegged into the ground with a little rope, and by the looks of the it's on the kind of the bank of the waterways that fill this marshy area, and you can, looking at the ground around it, you can see there's a little kind of a mark where you think a little boat might have been. Looking at the area and putting the pieces together, you think that possibly this is where John went and jumped into a little boat, and he seems to have rowed off somewhere.
Had we paid him already?
I was just about to say that. I was just going to say, you know what, guys, we might as well have just saved the 5 gold.
He did lighten your pockets by a gold piece each for guiding you through the village.
Right.
I'm going to play a wah on my lute.
I've got some sound effects here somewhere. They're more kind of animals, but yeah.
Yeah, just play a cow noise.
I've got some atmosphere. This is exploring, it says.
Nice.
Oh, I've got a swamp. There you go.
There we go.
There are you in the swamp.
Is there anything around that we can that we could perhaps, is there another boat anywhere near? Can we see in the distance, or are we better off just travelling along the side of the swampy area?
So give us a investigation check.
Right. Okay. Investigation check. Do I just click on investigation and it does it? Yeah.
Yep, should do.
Yeah. Cool. Got it.
Yeah, there we go. Ah, okay.
Oh, back to rolling manually, I think.
Yeah. So you have a look
Oh, look,
around.
actual funny.
So you have a look around. You can't see anything obvious, but you do notice a group of birds about sort of I don't know, 10 meters or so into the bulrushes to the left of you.
What do you say, guys? Go on, have a look at the birds.
Oh, we could always use
Are they
Saint
on the
to eat.
ground? Or have they taken flight, or are they just hanging around?
They're just hanging around. There seems to be a few more than you normally expect. The more you look, sort of every sort of minute or two, another one sort of lands. Look, they're definitely interested in something that's sitting there. Yep.
Can I do an investigation check just to see if I can determine what kind of birds they are, like crows or vultures or something?
You can do a survival check if you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's find my character sheet. Survival, yep.
Yeah, I reckon.
Where are you? Survival. And survival. I got a whole +1 to that.
Hey, 9. They look like crows. They're carrion birds anyway. So yeah, large crows.
All right, guys. Worst case scenario, that guy we hired, he's dead. But best case scenario, we can get our gold back.
That's exactly what I was thinking, to be honest.
I'm going to play an inspiring tune to my fellow adventurers. It's like do 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 do.
Did John Stillwater, wasn't it? Did he have all our food as well? We've got no food.
You've got some rations in your pocket, but you haven't got enough to make it to the city that you were heading for. Is still sort of 4 or 5 days away, so you haven't got enough food to get there. But you got enough. You got like a ration pack's worth for overnight.
Food and water's not really an issue, guys. I can get that for you without a problem. So.
Oh, how do you do that?
Background.
Oh,
Outlander.
okay.
So yeah, I'm able to get food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people each day.
Cool.
Provided the land offers it, and I'm guessing it does. So.
Yeah, well, there's certainly plenty of water there, and
Rasgar is quite hungry.
Don't know what lives in the water, but there's plenty of water around.
Hey! I already called dibs on those birds. Ras. Oh. I like to think Rin hasn't even taken the time to learn your names yet. So he's probably going to throw random names at you guys.
Probably too drunk.
Just a bit. He was a slight bit wasted on when accepting help.
I think it's about time to find out what those birds are flocking over, don't you guys?
I say so.
Okay.
Make our way to the birds.
Okay. So as you stroll over, you can see quite clearly there's something on the ground that they're feeding on, and it's a body of a humanoid.
Is it? Sorry, is it named John?
You don't recognise it. As you get closer, you identify it as a goblin.
Oh, right.
So can I see how the goblin died?
Yeah, give us an investigation check.
Cool.
So
no.
he got sat on by the birds.
You can't really tell how he died, but he's been dead for a little while. He's not a fresh body. Okay. Your best guess is a week or so.
Oh.
This goblin seems to have been dead a while.
Yeah, if you can all make a make a con save for us, each of you, please.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right.
That's good. Oh, look at that. Okay. So, Rin. How do you say the name of your character, Ty? Is it Rinamaker?
Rin.
Rin.
Just Rin.
Okay.
His second name is Armakir.
Rim Almagir. Okay.
Armakir.
Okay. So Rin and Raskar, the sight of this decomposing body that the crows have been feeding on for quite some time actually makes you sick, and you both throw up.
That was from earlier, not from the body.
Yes. But on the plus side, your being sick does scare the birds away momentarily. On the downside, though, a swarm of insects starts to take an interest in you, and they do attack, I'm afraid. So if you'd all like to roll initiative. Okay.
Oh, not bad.
So, right. I'll add it on. So Dan, you rolled it at the top, and you've popped up on the turn order thing. I don't know if the rest of you can see that.
Just help me out where the roll is for initiative, please, guys. Is it in the skills section?
Top centre.
Top middle of the core.
Yeah.
Next to your armor class.
Yeah, I've got you. Yeah. Great.
Hey, we're gonna win.
All right, let me add you on here then. So Dan is on there.
So these insects are more interested in the sick guys than the rest of us, or are we all together enough that?
If I had a gold coin for every time insects were attracted to my vomit, I'd be rich.
They're interested in all of you, unfortunately, but they'll probably attack the guys who are sick first. I'm just putting you on here. So when you click your initiative, if you use the thing at the top of the character sheet, it should add you on the turn order automatically. Don't worry about it this time. Let me just find you. Mark is 3.
Oh, I did click my initiative on the character sheet.
Yeah, I did also.
Oh, okay. I don't know why that didn't come on there then.
Yeah, use the character sheet.
Yeah, same. I think I clicked mine before you put the turn order up.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
that's why it
maybe.
didn't work.
That's probably it. Okay, so you should. I don't know if you can see the turn order thing. So Raskar is up first.
Okay. And they is click the right thing. Is this the swarm down here?
Yeah, this isn't a battle map. This is purely.
Okay, it's just more in our head, yeah.
Yeah, So we're still doing theatre of the mind at the minute. I've got tokens for the what do you call them, NPCs, but I've added macros to mine so that I can roll quicker for them. That's why I've dragged it on there. So yeah, don't worry about tactical.
Is it just like a swarm in a space of a 5 foot
Yeah,
space?
so this swarm of insects is kind of like, how can you describe it? So I suppose it's about the size of a beach ball.
Okay.
And it's buzzing around, but it's made up of tiny little kind of mosquitoes, and it's sort of been attracted by the fact that the birds have left this dead body and you two being sick. It's turned up and they're being quite aggressive towards you.
Okay. Just let me see what I can do. How far away are they, roughly?
Oh, they're buzzing around your head. So you're
Around my head?
Yeah, you're standing by this goblin body, and these insects are kind of all over the place. They are amongst you. They're in melee range. If that's
Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can. I want to cast minor illusion.
Mhm.
No, you know what? Screw it. I'll Ray of Frost them.
Okay.
You know, I'll Ray of Frost them.
Ooh, hits, yeah, 4 damage. Nice one. So some of them have turned into little icy raindrops and crashed into the floor. So
nice.
yeah, good hit. Excellent.
I'll take that.
Okay. So we've got Rim next. Rin.
All right. Well, as soon as I see my new friend Ray of Frostum, I am going to viciously mock these insects and say, "Hey, cool off!"
Look at that. Oh, okay. Oh, let me grab character sheet. What did I get? Well, it's rolled it twice. Shouldn't have done 9, so it's a fail. Yep. So I take the points.
Yep. And also, they have disadvantage on their next attack roll.
Excellent. Good work. So they are going to attempt to attack Aaron. Sorry,
Lovely.
I should say Raskar, shouldn't I?
No, that's all right.
And they swarm around your head, attempting to bite you. Oh, why haven't you worked? Sorry, bear with me. I put macros on them, but this one's not appearing to work for some reason. So I shall use the character sheet. Yeah, so 18 to hit.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
But they haven't got disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
they do.
Yeah, sorry, correct. 14 then.
That still hits.
Still
Oh.
hits.
It's worth a try.
It was a nice try though.
Rin's gonna just grovel in the ground. He's just gonna say, "I helped with nothing."
You take 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Acklaw's next.
Okay, so I'll have my rapier out and sort of swoosh at the cloud as best I can.
Okay. Ooh, hit. Yeah, nice.
And can I? Is there someone within 5 foot of me to use my sneak attack?
Absolutely.
For an extra D6.
That's
is
the
that?
one. Yeah, you got it. Oh, nice.
So I rolled that twice. Sorry.
That's alright, we'll take the first one. So
Yeah.
11 damage. Nice. Ooh, okay. Good work. Aruk.
I want to do the only thing that I know how to do and fight. So I will swing my warhammer at the swarm.
It's a hammer to crack in walnut. Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I can imagine them tinkling as you swiping through them with they're covered in all the frost.
Do I get? I don't get an advantage, do I? I don't.
No,
think so.
not at the moment. Oh, it's a miss, I'm afraid.
I have 2 weapon fighting, so I believe I get another attack with my second weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't add so you attack as normal, but you don't add the strength modifier to the damage on the second one.
All right, so I swing my Shimata at them.
Yeah, roll it. Just roll it again. And with the second damage number. Okay, yeah, so 3. So it was 2 plus 1, so I'll take the 2 instead of 3. Okay.
Cool.
Ooh, nice. They're looking pretty shabby now. Raskar.
Yeah, I think same again. I think I'm going to just Ray of Frost. It seemed to be working. I'm going to do the same again.
Oh yeah, smashed them to bits. Nice 4. So there's only about 2 of these left. They're really in a bad way now. Rin.
Rin's gonna see this as his opportunity. He's gonna he's gonna draw his rapier, and he's going to attack. He's gonna look amazing while doing it.
You do it with flair.
Never mind.
Sure.
He tries to lunge at one, and he just falls on his feet, on his face. Just. However, as a bonus action, actually, you're saying it looks rather weak.
Yeah, it's almost had enough. There's only about 4 or 5 of them left. They're not
All right.
too-
Well, I'll stop there.
Okay. So they're going to bite again, and let me roll. So they are going to attack a rook this time.
Great.
So 23.
Oh,
Ouch.
Oh man.
clearly they're intimidated by the warhammer.
Yeah,
And
great.
you take
Yeah. I can see that.
4
As he
points of
got the
damage.
warhammer down the last time, he accidentally hit that housefly that everyone tries to get in their house, and it just pissed them off.
Okay. Acklaw next.
Right, I'll go with the rapier again. Swing it through the remaining sort of
Oh,
cloud.
look at that. Yeah.
Ah,
Good.
Oh,
They are finished.
pierce them on the end of the point of the rapier.
They look kind of like an insect barbecue
yeah.
skewer.
Can I just ask? Do I take damage from that then? From me, and how much?
4 points of damage you took.
4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. No, don't worry.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll wipe the bugs off the rapier. Clean the blade as best I can.
all right. As soon as the initiative is over, I would like to try and investigate this goblin's body, see if there's anything worth like telling us who he is, or maybe anything like any equipment that we could use off him.
Okay. Let me just quickly. So yeah, you can certainly investigate him, but you'll need to do it with disadvantage because the stench coming from the body made you sick a minute ago. So your constitution isn't quite as good for this kind of work as some of your party members, but you can certainly give it a go.
Can I help?
I'll give
Can I assist at all? Does that help or not?
Yeah, you can assist, and then that'll take away the disadvantage. So you can roll it.
Just
normally.
normal investigation then, yeah?
Yeah, roll it. Yeah.
Gotcha. 5. I see everything. He has nothing on him.
So this body really is proving a bit much for you, and unfortunately you're sick again. It's you just don't seem to have the stomach for this goblin.
I swear it's because I'm drunk. He says,
Yeah, dead bodies and hangovers is a bad mix.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over here now, vomit on the tree a little. And I'll leave someone else to do it.
So, rather than is there anything around the body as well that gives any insight into kind of the direction it came from, or checking out the area?
You can give us an investigation check if you like.
There you go.
That's intimidation.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. I'm
You're intimidating the scenery.
That's better.
Wow. So you search the area. You can't really tell what direction it's come from. It's been there well over a week, and the bulrushes have grown back, and you can see tracks from quite a lot of scavenger animals that have visited the body to eat. So there's probably fox tracks there and badger tracks, and birds have been pecking at it. But you do find a little leather purse, inside of which is a couple of silver pieces, and his rusty scimitars lying on the ground as well, just to one side. As you're looking about the area and generally taking notice, you do notice about 30 metres or so away in the open water floats a small rowing boat with a fishing line cast into the water. You didn't notice it there before, but yeah,
Is there someone on the boat?
Not that you can see at this precise moment.
Okay.
Rim will turn to his party and he'll say, "Does that look a bit ominous? 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 He can't say ominous. Does that look a bit ominous to you?" Yeah, that's the reason.
What is strange about this site?
How far away did you say it was?
It's about 30 metres or so, into the water. This kind of marshlands made out of kind of little kind of waterways and larger lakes.
It could well have been the goblins.
Is there clear water between us and the boat? So if I used a rope to kind of try and lasso it, could I pull it to us?
Yeah, there's clear water there. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a rope in my burglar's pack.
Okay.
If I wanted to try and... If I tied the rope to an arrow and fired an arrow into the boat.
Oh,
There you go.
good. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'll about tying this hempen rope to an arrow and attempt to shoot the boat with it.
Yeah, go for it. I'd say the boat would be a AC 10, I reckon, to hit.
Okay, so
Just don't sink it.
yeah,
For the love of God, don't roll a 1.
or a 20.
Yeah, nice. So you did it so well, you actually made it look quite easy. And the rope sails across the short distance and sticks firmly into the side of this boat. And as it does it, a little head pops up. Oh! Who the bloody hell is that then? What are you doing here?
Greetings! And I'll start to slowly pull him towards us.
What are you doing in my boat? Oh!
What does he look like?
He's a humanoid. He's got a little pink face. You can't see much of him. He looks like a small fella. You'd probably say he was a halfling, I would imagine. You've seen plenty of halflings in your travels.
I'll try to calm him by saying, "Oh, good sir, please calm down. We just want to ask some questions. We're not well, actually, I can't say the same for these guys. Well, I'm not a bad person.
What are you doing with my boat? Stop pulling me in.
No, we just need your help. We're looking for a friend of ours. Guys, what's his name?
John Stillwater. John
That's the
Stillwater.
John
Play him-
Stillwater? He's a
Play him
crook.
a calming tune.
Everyone knows he's a crook. You better not be friends with him. And
I know he's still our gold.
he pulls out a little knife and he's like frantically trying to get this rope off of his boat. I don't want nothing to do with anyone who's friends with John Siltwater.
Oh no, he's not our friend. He actually stole from us.
What do you mean he stole from you? He steals from everybody.
I'd like to try and persuade him to put the knife down. I want to put on my friendliest face and maybe play him a little tune on my lute. I'm just going to say, come on, do I look like a bad person? Here, let me play you a song. Did you ever hear about the one about a giant dragon?
A giant dragon? Bro, I don't
All
like
I want to do is see it turn into a giant dragon, a giant dragon. All I want to be is a bot that gets to see a giant dragon. Performance check.
That's excellent, yeah. So as you're singing, a little head pops up. Who's that singing, Dad? Never you mind, boy. Keep your head down. So you can roll a persuasion check or performance check with advantage because that was brilliant.
Thank you. I'm very bad though. Bad singer. No X Factor for me.
Oh yeah, look, smashed it. Well, okay. Well, what you boys after then?
We're just looking for some help. We just want to find our way out of these marshes, and I think we're running out of food. How good are you guys on food? I think I've run out.
Keep it all up. So I'll take my my hat off and bow deeply and introduce myself to these guys.
Well, at least there's one with good manners, I suppose. If I come paddling over, you're not going to shoot no more arrows at me, are you?
Not all's good, sir.
And you're not goblins. There's lots of goblins about around here.
I'm much prettier than a goblin.
Well, right you are. Stay there then. And with that, he starts paddling towards you guys. And so the boat draws up next to you on the bank, and you can see sitting in the boat is Bill, the halfling. He's about middle-aged. And his son Tim is there as well. And also in the boat, curled up at one end, is a giant boa constrictor. And there's a pile of these quite ugly looking big black catfish that Bill and Tim have been catching. And he says to you, "My name's Bill, and so you boys look like you're in trouble. If you've been hanging around with that John Siltwater, I can't do much for you, but I can take you to the Halfling village. You might be able to find another guide there."
That would be extremely kind of you.
I just want to know where to find John Stillwater.
Well, I'd like to know that. He owes a lot of people a lot of money. He's banned.
I'm going to punch him so hard in the face. Says the scrawny guy.
Well, you don't sound like too bad if you don't like him, so jump in, lads.
Right, I'll retrieve my rope from the side of the boat as well.
I'm going to pat little Tim on the head.
Oh, I like this one there, Dad. He's all right. Okay.
And then as we're going along, I'm going to continue my song about the giant dragon. It goes round about the same way. It just gets stuck on repeat.
Little Tom is looking at you as almost like he's watching someone famous singing. He's quite impressed with your playing. So
can I look at Bill and check if he's got any sort of pouches or pockets that I could relieve him of anything?
Yeah.
Can I make a perception check just to tell him not to do that, or give him a look, just like?
I'm only looking
not the guy that's helping us.
Seeing what he's got about him.
Yeah, you can give us a perception or investigation check. You can choose.
I'll go with perception. I suck at perception. Investigation.
Is that me an investigation? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, look at that. So yeah, you can see that Bill is a middle-aged halfling. He's a fisherman by trade. He looks like a fisherman. He's only wearing old leather dungarees and his fishing gear. There is a pocket on the front of it. He doesn't look like he's a rich man. His boat is tatty, and it's got patches on it where he's sort of repaired it himself. His fishing rod's probably seen better days. There's a little rucksack in the corner. You can't really tell what's in it. But from the look of Bill and his son, they kind of just look like working class fisher folk.
They haven't got a copper piece to rub together.
Not that you can see from just looking at them on a boat.
Okay, I'll just tip my hat over my eyes and kick my legs up and relax and enjoy the ride.
Okay. So there's
before I step into the boat, I'm kind of looking at my companions and looking at myself and going. And I turn to Bill. I say, "Tiny man, will your boat hold up myself, two of these big giant hairy men, and this weird looking elf?
And
will we be able to take the weight of us?"
Rim looks around to see which one you're talking about.
As you stand there, he looks up like that. He goes, "Boy, you're a big one, ain't you?" Well, it'll be all right. Don't worry. You see these big black fish here? These are called nightfish. And I've been catching these for donkey's years. I once got 50 of these nightfish on my boat. It don't look very big, but she's a strong one. And he pats aside. You'll be fine, big master.
Okay, I kind of, as to test the boat, I kind of stomp as I get in, just to double check to make sure it's.
It does noticeably sink, but it does remain above the waterline.
Okay.
Okay, so Bill sort of sets off, and you're paddling away, and it's quite a pleasant journey. It's getting late in the afternoon, and the sun's still nice and warm, and the fish are dancing in the water, and it's actually, if you hadn't lost all your stuff and were stranded in the middle of nowhere, you'd probably quite enjoy the ride. So as you round a bend in the waterway, you see before you the village of 8 posts. It's a ramshackle collection of houseboats and floating shops tethered to a central jetty, and it's set about 50 metres from the shoreline in the middle of a large lake, or on the edge of a large lake. You can see many halflings all going about their business. As you draw nearer, you can't help but notice almost as many large snakes, mostly constrictors, all lazily lying on the walkways and slithering around posts. Nobody seems particularly bothered by this in the village.
I'm noticeably avoiding the constrictors.
Yeah, I would like to ask Bill what's with the boa constrictor and what's with the snakes, basically.
Oh well, we live in a swamp, as you can probably see, and these here snakes, they kind of look after us. They protect us. They're our pets. Some people have dogs and cats. We have boa constrictors. They keep away the goblins and the rats, and they help us with the fishing, and they're just nice to have around. They're very misunderstood, you know, snakes. A lot of people don't like them, but we love them. They're good.
You just hear Rin scream. I'm guessing one of the boa constrictors didn't like him. You just hear, ah! But it's probably just being really friendly. You just hear random screams.
So, in my experience, Bill, snakes don't normally like people very much. Hobbits, halflings, whatever they may be. So, why do these snakes protect you?
Oh, these snakes are all right. We get them from our friend Oswald. She lives out in the swamp there, all on her own. But she's an old druid, and she can talk with all the animals. And she helps us out with the snakes, and we helps her out with some food. And she looks after us a bit, and we looks after her a bit. And the snakes fit in the middle.
Ah, okay.
You don't need to worry about the snakes. The snakes are all right. They don't like goblins, but they're all right with you. So don't worry.
Right.
I've told him that you're all right. And he kind of nods to the snake that just sort of... The snake almost seems to be able to understand what the halflings are saying to them. And it sort of just hisses and carries on doing what it's doing. Well, I'm going to take you to go and see the Elderman, because he knows everyone in the village and he knows best how to help you. I'm just a simple fisherman. Is that all right?
That's all right with me, Bill.
You're a good fisherman, my man.
Well, I'm not, because I've only caught 2 night fish, because you bloody stopped me what I was doing, didn't you?
You're better than me.
I'll give him the silver pieces I got off the goblin as thanks, and you know, sort of shake him by the hand and.
Cool, blimey, mister. That's 2 months' work. Cool, much obliged to you. That'll
Anytime,
do.
my friend.
Thank you very much. And,
I'm going to give Tim. Oh.
Sorry?
I'm going to give Timmy a gold piece for pocket money.
Oh, thank you, mister. Can you play me one more song before you go? I'll come and find you.
Tell you what, Timmy, if you give me a little more time, I'll write a song about you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. And so with that, they lead you off sort of through the village, and you struggle to walk through the village because it's built by halflings for halflings, so you're going to find yourselves ducking underneath the eaves of the small thatched buildings that they've built on this kind of makeshift floating village in the middle of the lake. And eventually you get to the Elderman, and he invites you in, and you all sit down, and there's food and drink and all kinds of nice stuff there. And he says to you, "Oh, we don't have many visitors round here. You're very welcome to come in. Have some food." And he offers you a plate of fish fingers, because that's pretty much all they eat there. and he's got some beer as well, and he hands the beer round. And
I will immediately partake.
Yeah, a rook takes an ale and immediately starts shoving fish fingers into his mouth with his hands.
Downing the first ale in one.
And
Aqua's going to have a little look around. It's a hut we're in, or a shack of some sort.
Yeah, it's kind of it's the it's like the centre of the village. So the centre of the village is built on this platform that's sitting on 8 stakes that have been banged into the mud, and in the centre of it is a kind of a greeting hall where the Elderman lives, and you're in the middle of the greeting hall. There's a big fire pit in the centre. If you can imagine like a Vikings sort of meeting hall, it's kind of like that, I guess, but on a smaller scale because it's built for halflings. So you guys could quite comfortably touch the ceiling, I suppose. But it's quite cosy and welcoming, and they're all very pleased to see you and happy and everything else.
And the sort of serving cutlery and stuff. Is it what's it made of? Can I do see if it's worth anything?
Yeah, the items that you're using to eat your fish fingers, They're kind of similar to the little wooden fork sticks you get at a chip shop.
Okay.
They're about that scale, and they're probably no bigger than your longest finger, maybe, because they're built for halflings.
Sure.
But you can appreciate the workmanship on them, but they are just little wooden forks and bowls and stuff. It's you get the impression from the village in general that it's not very wealthy.
Right. There's nothing worth any money looking around then.
There's not a lot of money there, but they are very happy. There is a sort of a fairly nice looking seat up on a bit of a raised platform. It does have a bit of gold leaf on it, and there is a room behind a door you can see behind that where you assume the Elderman sort of sleeps.
Okay, I'd like to cast Minor Illusion. I want to create a chair that looks similar to one of the chairs in the hut, and hopefully one of my companions will mistaken it for a real chair and fall flat on their ass.
I think I'm already sitting down. Screw it, who wants to play musical chairs with the minor illusion chairs?
Well, it looks like you three need to do perception checks.
Do it. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, there you go.
Hang on.
Oh, thank God.
So it looks as if Acklaw is the one who has mistakenly chosen this fake chair to sit on and ends up crashing to the floor. I can't imagine he's very chuffed with that being a...
No, I'll stand up, kind of slightly enraged, looking around. What the hell are you playing at? Who did that?
A Rook's laughing by now, bits of fish finger flying out of his mouth as he downs another ale.
Rin's actually just going to mind his own business. He's just going to be like, oh, he fell over. That's not the funniest thing I've seen. He's going to chuckle slightly.
And all
Gonna
the
pat
serving
you lightly on the
halflings
back
are all...
and say, just a bit of fun is all. You guys get to drink, and I'm still too young. I'm still too young to have a drink. I'm still not old enough.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Oh, have a drink, you wuss.
That's old enough to drink. I'll straighten my hat and kind of begrudgingly grab him a drink and hand it to you.
Huh.
I've never had what do you call them, beer or mead. I've never had one before.
Razgar, drink.
Have you started?
Yeah.
A sip of ale won't kill you, unless you're allergic.
This
Or
is finest marsh honeymead, big master. Fill your boots.
I begrudgingly take a little sip and
I'll stand over him till he finishes it.
I'll just neck it after the taste. After it hits the back of my throat, it's bang. I'll have another.
Oh God, we're gonna get wasted.
As soon as you said it, another halfling is there. Another serving halfling is there. There's more than enough beer for you guys to sit and drink all night. If
Thank you, tiny man.
If I could, I would like to find the man who is in charge.
Well, I'm in charge. I'm the elder man.
The elder man. I'm gonna call you L, because you seem hip and young. Yeah, I think you'll be quite with the times.
You can call me
Some
El, but my name is Quinton. But I suppose
Okay, I'll call you Quinn. Quinn, even better.
call me Quinn then, I suppose.
Yes, Mr. Quinn. We all seek, well, maybe a bit of shelter for tonight, but also we seek a guide to our destination. Where were we headed?
Well, we didn't have a name for the city, but a city of your choice.
Let's say Waterdeep.
Yeah, so you're off to Waterdeep, okay. So guide to Waterdeep, eh? That's a fair way, a good 4 or 5 days from here. But I think I know a man for the job. How are you going to be paying for this trip?
I do have some coin on me. I assure you my compatriots may have some coin, even though they look dirt poor.
Well, let's play a game for your service.
Play a game for my services.
Yeah.
And,
You got a local game of dice, game of cards we can play?
Well, we do like a game. And as you were saying this, as you're chatting together in the meeting hall there, you hear a sound outside that sounds like an enormous bass drum, like a large crashing sort of noise, and then another, and then another. You sort of get up and you're looking out the windows, and the older man's looking really kind of anxious, and you can see the water on the lake is rippling as the sound increases, kind of like that scene from Jurassic Park where the dinosaur is coming along, you know.
And the water's...
That's it. So the Elderman, he urges you to stay hidden, stay out of sight, but come and see Greta. Stay hidden, mind you, she's very dangerous, but come and see Greta. Come on. And he ushers you to come outside with him. If you can all do a stealth check.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. So,
Right, it's absolutely hating me.
so Aruk and Aklar, try as you may. Perception there. That's right. So yeah, no, it's just Aklar. No, sorry, I'm getting your names muddled up.
Just Aruk.
Yeah, big one.
Yeah.
So Aruk, try as you may. Probably partly due.
I have had quite a bit of ale.
To the amount of ale in your size.
Too many fish fingers.
The Alderman's saying, come outside, but you must stay hidden. Come and see Greta. But if she sees you, she's sure to kill you. You're strangers, she don't know you. Stay hidden. And try as you may, you can't get hidden. So after a time of you fumbling around on the quayside, in all the barrels and nets and sort of rubbish that's on the quayside, eventually some halflings come along, and with a bit of effort they bundle you into a barrel and just put the lid on top of you, so you can just about see out of it. So with a bit of help from the halflings that are around, you finally manage to get yourself hidden just in time. So just in the shallows on the far shore, it's about 120 foot away, something like that, quite a distance. You see a large flat-topped rock with a ladder leaning against it, and there's a halfling busy unloading nightfish onto the top of this rock. As the thunderous drumming gets faster, you see, crashing through the trees, an enormous figure of a female stone giant. "That's Greta," says the Elderman. You watch as she begins gorging on the fish. She then turns to look at the halfling and shouts, "There's two missing, you halfling rat!" And she grabs the small fellow by the legs and smashes him headfirst into the rock. You hear the crack of bones, and a second later, as the cruel sound travels across the lake. She then tosses the limp body of this halfling into her mouth and chews him up and swallows him. She turns and points to the village where you guys are hiding. She turns and points to the village, shouting, "Don't try and rob me tomorrow, or I'll sink your miserable village." With that, she picks up a large cow-sized boulder and throws it at the village. It hits one of the floating houseboats, quite near to where you guys are. You can certainly feel the vibrations, which begins to sink. Greta then turns and stomps back into the trees, out of sight. The Elderman is now in tears, and he he signals to you that it's safe, and you make your way back inside the meeting hall.
I was about to say, try and use frostbite, try and freeze the water to stop it from sinking.
Oh, it's already sunk. You guys are hidden. It's a boulder landed on it, and it sort of folded in half and just went straight down with the weight of this rock.
Rin is outraged by this because a lot of people tried to come along to his village and pick on the gnomes for, because bigger, smaller, and this is basically the very definition of what he went through as a child with those gnomes. So he is going to march straight up to Quinn. He's going to tell him, That's Greta.
That's Greta, yes.
Have you ever thought about fighting back?
Well, how can we? We're only little folk and we're quite gentle.
My good man, I am from a village of gnomes. And you know how we persevered? We persevered in numbers, and we kicked, well, quite a huge group of bandits' butts when they backing us. So you know what we do? You guys get yourself some bows and arrows. Make yourself some bows and arrows. Make sure they're strong, they're good. And then as soon as she shows up, we're gonna fire at her.
But she's a stone giant.
How many of your villagers has she taken?
Well, she don't take them all. She comes every night, and every night we give her 10 night fish. But the fishing ain't been so good recently, and last night we was short. That's why she killed one. She only kills us when we can't get 10 night fish.
How often does that happen, Elder Man?
Well, we have to feed her every night, and it's probably every couple of weeks or so she might kill one of us. She
should feed herself.
She's a woman and she gets a bit stroppy sometimes, I suppose.
I hear you there.
A rook at this point absolutely sees a challenge and a way of testing his skills, and he says, I'm sure me and my band of adventurers can deal with this problem for you.
Well, we have got a plan, but we just haven't got around to doing it yet. The stuff for our plan hasn't arrived. That's the problem.
What do you need?
Pray tell your plan.
Well, we had this idea, you see, because we're only small and she's very big and very strong. What we was going to do is poison the nightfish. We was going to go and get Oswald to give us some snake poison, because she talks to our snakes. And we was going to get barrels of snake poison, and we was going to put it in the fish, and then when she eats the fish, she will die. But the poison was supposed to turn up yesterday, and it hasn't turned up.
That's actually a better plan than what I was thinking. So.
Well, I was thinking of just jamming this in her eye socket. When it says flashing, it's right. But just a bard over here.
Even if we can weaken the giant, we can still attack. So, I think that's a good plan.
What I think we need right now is okay. What are your village's defenses like? What kind of things do you have? Do you have like ballistas or anything? I highly doubt that, but.
Well, we ain't got a lot. When we get attacked, we put the drawbridge up that leads to the centre bit here, and we get in our boats, and then we just paddle to the middle of the river, and then no one can get us.
That's not a way to live, man.
We get attacked by goblins quite a bit, and that's all we can do, really.
You have no bows.
Well, was somebody sent out to get your poison?
We have got a catapult boat, but it's not been working very well. It needs some repairs doing it.
All right, you guys try and settle that. We'll look into this poison business and see if we can recruit that lovely druid I hear.
Well, we were going to get the poison from Oswald, and she lives out in the marsh. But she hasn't delivered it. I don't know what's happened to her, but she's a bit odd as well sometimes.
Do you have a map to Oswald's cabin?
Well, we haven't got a map because we can't really write very good. But we have got snakes, and my snake here can guide you. It's a very good snake.
Yeah, someone else can hold that thing. Not a fan!
Oh, well, I say, guys, we enjoy the hospitality, the ale and the fish fingers, and tomorrow we go and find some poison.
Yeah, you can stay here tonight, drink and eat all you want to eat, and then first thing tomorrow, I'll get you a moss snake, and he can show you the way to Greta's house. Not Oswald's house, even.
Rin's going to be a bit hesitant to eat any of the night fish, you call them?
What's up with the night fish? You've had them already, they're in the fish fingers. What do you think, Simon?
Just in case, Greta comes back and she wants more, then if Rin knew that like that portion could have gone to Greta, and then another halfling gets killed, he'll probably feel depressed.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, right you are. While you're gone to Oswald's, I'll get my best men on fixing that catapult up. It's not been used for years, but I'm sure they can do it.
Alright.
So where shall we stay, Elderman?
Oh, I can roll out some mats in here if you like. We've got a nice fire, and then you haven't got to go too far if you drink too much.
That would be great.
Well, we can throw up in the fire?
I heard you
Rin thinks about that for a second.
I heard you froze up a lot.
Okay, it was one dead body, okay?
And so,
It's not like I'm surrounded by them.
and so you can spend the night eating and drinking and making merry, and you can treat it as a rest as well if you want. If you want to stick all your health back up to full health and regain any spell slots or anything you've used, you can treat that as a...
Is there an opportunity for a game of cards or dice with our hosts?
Well, I'm sure they would love to play a game of cards or dice, yeah. Is there something you got in mind there?
Oh, well, there's a game of chance with some dice. I'd be happy to wager a few gold with you.
Whoa, well, if you know the rules, I'm happy to play along.
It's just a simple game of chance. Whoever rolls highest on the 3 dice wins.
Well, I'd be up for that.
You get to wager and swap one for an extra stake.
Right, let's do it.
Right. So 3d6.
As this is happening, Rin's just going to start playing. He's going to start playing, like, just to try and calm all the villagers down. Like, he's just going to go around the villages, just like playing a little funeral tribute to the people that died just around town, and maybe helping.
I think that's some money you owe me, sir.
So.
Oh.
To swap the 2 that work, yeah.
You dropped out. I couldn't hear what you said.
I'm using my sleight of hand to swap those 2 4s for 2 6s.
Oh, very good. Oh, what's going on here? Well, it looks like I owe you some money then.
Strap with a flourish of my hat with one hand while I switch the dice around.
Oh, how much do I owe you? Looks like you beat me.
Well, you don't have much. I'll just take the 1 gold this time. But maybe next time we'll play for more.
And he gets up and shuffles to the little room out the back, and he comes back a couple of minutes later and puts the gold piece down on the table for you. There you go.
I'll just acknowledge him with a sort of tip of the hat and say, one day you can win it back.
I'll hold you to that. If this is all over and you get rid of that Greta, there'll be plenty more gold. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I think by this point, the Rook's probably is a little bit worse for wear.
Well, we'll have a good
laid out his bedroll.
Okay. So you spend the night and you're all back to full health and full spells and everything else. And you get woken up fairly early in the morning by some serving halflings, and they give you a nice big breakfast and some nice smoked kippers it is for breakfast actually. And so they feed you those and you drink some nettle tea. And it's not long before you're out in the marsh with the snake. This is this giant boa constrictor that the Elderman has lent you, and it's one of those ones that it's kind of white and yellow with yellow diamonds on its back, and it's probably getting on for about 15-16 feet long, and it's about as thick as someone's leg. So this is a big animal.
Does it have a name? Did we get a name from the Alderman?
I'm going to call it Snake because that's what it is and I don't like it.
His name is Sly, but he won't acknowledge you if you try to talk to it.
Okay.
So you start to lose sight of the village and you're soon back on the marsh. The scent of the halflings' tobacco is doing its job. So they give you some, as you leave, the Elderman gives you some pouches of tobacco each, and he tells you about some of the insects on the marsh are quite dangerous. They have been known to attack people.
We know.
But the smoke from the tobacco that he's given you does keep them away. It sort of acts as a repellent. So the smoke from the halfling's tobacco is doing its job, keeping the insects at bay. The large cream and yellow snake you're following slithers ahead, moving with ease across the boggy ground. All of a sudden it stops, staring unblinkingly ahead. You don't see it at first, but as you look harder you begin to see a heavily camouflaged structure, domed in shape, hunkered low in the ground. You guess that you've arrived at the druid's house, but the snake's demeanour makes you feel uneasy.
What was the druid called again, please?
Oswald.
I'm just going to call out. It's like, Oswald?
Okay, right. It should be on another map now.
Yep.
If you want to stick your characters in the bottom left-hand corner. And if you shrink the map down a little bit, you might be able to see in the top right-hand corner is the structure.
How do you place a character on that?
So go to your journal, and then you can just hold your button down, hold the left mouse button, and you can drag it across. Has that worked? No? Oh, I'll stick them on there. Look. This one. Oh, there we go. There's some.
Yeah.
Oh, got it, I think.
Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. Who have we got? Who's missing?
No, mine doesn't seem to want to.
I think I put mine on there, but there's two of them now.
Yeah, I've got on there.
There we go.
Close yourself.
I can see all four in the bottom corner. Oh, you're at the top. So if
Yep,
you're looking at...
deleted it.
Yeah, okay. So if you look in the bottom corner, you should be able to see yourselves down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the top right, you should be able to see the shack. I'll just ping it.
Yeah. So the snake's just in front of us and stopped.
Yes. Let me get the snake. So the snake's in front of you, and it's kind of stopped dead in its tracks, and it's looking quite uneasy. There's a token for
The hut doesn't look unusual, or it's just staring to us.
Well, you've never seen the hut before, and it's quite well camouflaged. It's whoever made it has gone to some effort to keep it hidden as best you can. But being the first time you've been there, you can't really tell if it looks like that normally or not.
Well, there's no smoke, no kind of damage or signs of disturbance.
No, not that you can see from there.
Can try calling out Oswald again.
Yeah. So as you shout out, you hear a whoop whoop from the bushes just here.
Can I roll an investigation check just to see if that's like any kind of like, you know how some tribes like use bird calls or something as like hints to give people for an attack?
You can do a survival check, see if you can recognise the noise.
Yep. 1 second. Where are you, survival? Oh, and 13.
13. So yeah, you do recognise that noise, and your memory tells you that that is the noise of a kobold's warning.
Oh, I'm gonna relay that to my party members.
Okay. As he's told me that, I want to use cast a first level spell, Mage Armor. Due to my wild magic, I have to roll a d20.
Yep.
If I roll a natural 1, I end up rolling on the wild magic table.
That's right. It goes up by 1 every time, doesn't it? I believe.
Oh, I don't know. I've never
Yeah.
used it before.
Right.
So no, that's fine.
So next time you roll it, it's a 1 or a 2, and then the next time it's a 1, 2, or 3, and so on and so forth. So
Okay, cool.
Does it reset after you roll a 1 or?
it resets, after 1, and I think after a long rest, but I wouldn't swear on it. I'd have to double check, but yeah. So the chances of you getting wild on the wild magic table increase the more you kind of use it.
I know. If I use Tides of Chaos to give myself an advantage,
Yeah.
you get that feature back after a long rest.
Yeah.
But as the DM, you can just jump in at any point where I cast a first level spell. You have to just roll on the wild magic table.
Yeah.
It's like poo. No, I don't want to die.
Okay.
Which one's your AC? Is it your blue or green one?
Your blue one. I'll put.
Blue one.
Yeah.
I just need to just up it a little bit. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you're good to go.
Yeah. Awesome.
So you told us it's kobold noises. I'm going to ready my short bow.
Okay.
Kind of where the noise came from.
Okay.
It came from the tree.
Yeah, a rook will draw his weapons, ready for an attack.
Could I actually see the kobold? Like, can I see it in the tree? Or?
Yeah, you can give us a check to see if you can see it.
Absolutely. Would that be perception?
Yeah, please.
Normal roll.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Natural 20.
So you can actually see 2 kobolds hiding in this bush here.
In that case, I would like to cast Vicious Mockery on one of them.
Okay.
I get the feeling all kobolds are evil.
Oh, that's
Range. How far is that?
Oh, not bad.
What did I get? 4.
Yep.
Yeah, you got me. 4 points of damage in.
Yep. I believe that is 60 feet, though, for the range. I might be wrong. Just let me check. I'm pretty sure I might be right, but I might be wrong. Yep, 60 feet.
Okay.
And with that, the 2 kobolds that are there. Let me just get back in. Alright. So the one that you do your vicious mockery on falls out of the tree, and you can now see him. The second one takes to the air and begins flying straight towards you. We are now in initiative.
I quickly point at one of the other guys, saying, "It was him. It was him."
So if you roll your initiative, you should appear on there now, hopefully.
I've looked twice, but it hasn't been.
Still not. Oh, it's not doing that.
1 second. I think I've got it.
Yeah, normally when
No,
you roll it on
I
the
don't.
character sheet, it pops on the thing. That's alright.
No.
Right, I'll just add it manually. Wait a sec. Okay.
You can take my first roll if you like.
Haha. What did you get, Mark?
Sorry guys, what was that? I was just looking at my range for the crossbow, so I might have missed that a little bit.
That's all right. Roll for initiative, please.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah.
That's the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Okie dokie. So first up is Aklor.
So I readied my bow. I'll let fly with an arrow from my short bow.
Yeah. Which one do you want to?
At the one that's flying towards us.
Okay. Oh, yep, hits nicely. So it squeals as you shoot at it. Takes the bolt in the side quite easily, and you can hear it scream. Oh, That's supposed to be a kobold scream, but it wasn't really. It was pretty poor, wasn't it?
Wasn't very menacing, was it?
It sounded like a mouse.
Because it took it in the lung, it couldn't get a full breath.
Right, try this one. Oh, let me turn it up. Dear.
Oh, would you say that other kobold that fell out of the tree is prone?
I would think it would be. Go on, why not?
Aim for that one.
There we are. It's just been hit. So right, -3. Good shot. Okie dokie. Next up is the flying kobold. So he kind of flies over, hovering above you, and he hits a rook. So he's going to drop a rock on your head. There you go. 12 to hit, 4 bludgeoning damage.
Right, so is that 4 damage I've took, yeah?
Well, did it hit?
What's your armor class?
What's your armor class?
Sorry, armor class is 16, so...
So you just sort of... You manage to get your arm out of the way and just bash it out of the way of your sword as it comes down, or your war hammer, knock it out of the way, so you don't take any damage from that.
Cool.
Okay, so the second kobold's going to use half his movement to stand up. Then he's going to move a bit closer, and he's going to fire off his sling at Acklor. 10 to hit.
No, I'm AC 13.
Okay, so he misses as well. Okay, next up is Rin.
Right, Rin will cast another vicious mockery on him when he can find it. Oh damn, I'm doing good.
Okay.
Did he pass or fail? Oh, sorry. I should probably wait for you to roll. Oh yeah, he failed.
He fails miserably.
Yeah, in that case, he has disadvantage on his next attack throw.
Which one did you throw it at?
Oh, sorry, it was the one that I used it on before that fell out of the tree.
Okay. He's starting to cry, this one. He's looking quite upset. He's
I said something about his mother.
he's whimpering.
Turns out she just passed away last week. he's got problems, man.
He was in love with a young female goblin, and he's not seen her for about a week. She
went for a walk by the bar.
She was very disappointed with his you know.
A rook, you're up.
Are they? Is one of them in melee distance from me? I believe they are, aren't they?
Well, one's flying above you, so you can't hit him because he's in the air. You can't hit him in melee; he's airborne. And the other one is here, so he's about half the distance. But you got enough movement to go up to him if you want to hit him.
I will try to fire a light crossbow at the one that's flying, see if I can bring him down.
Yep.
So, let's have a look. Did that roll it? No.
It's not carved on here.
No. Yeah, I've got it now. Sorry.
It's alright. Oh, nice shot. Yeah,
Right.
and that finishes him. How do you want to do it?
Just crossbow going straight through his head, falling to the ground.
And he squeals.
Nice.
Wait, did he just steal my kill?
He did. As he crashes into the floor. Nice one.
I thought he hit the other kobold.
No, that was the flying one. Okay, Raskar.
I'm going to grab my staff. I'm going to manage to make a like a fireball, but a cold version, like a cold ball, and cast Ray of Frost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like a ice breath or something.
That's it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
14,
14 hits.
and that's 8 cold damage.
Oh, yeah, and he's gone as well.
As soon as that happens, Rin's just gonna look over at Raskar, and he's just gonna be like, "Kill Stealer." he's just gonna pout. He's gonna be.
In fact, this kobold, he gets frozen in mid-run, so he's actually looks more like a frozen statue. He's dead, but he's just there, and he's just, you know, like a big icy statue of a running kobold. Okay.
I'll check out the corpse of the flying one.
Alright, I'm going to turn to my party members and I'm going to tell them, right, we don't have much time. We got to check out this druid before more of those things show up.
We've got one left, haven't we?
No.
Oh, no, is that it? No, okay.
Alright, and then I'm going to start towards the house.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, I'll stop to check the body of the flying kobold.
Okay. So on its body is a little sort of purse made out of skin that you can't really tell what sort of skin it is, but it's got a couple of copper pieces in it. Not a lot.
Okay. I'll pocket that.
He's got a satchel as well, which are full of little rocks that he drops on people, and he's got his little dagger.
I'll leave those behind.
Okay.
Right, so we making our way towards the hut now?
Yep.
Okay.
But I'm going to try and keep my wits about me as I go up there. Like, I'm going to be on the lookout for kobolds.
So as you get to about here, a couple of arrows fly out of the hut. 4 arrows, in fact, one at each of you. Not arrows, sorry, slingshots. So, first one hits Rin.
Ow!
So 23.
Like, just bonks him on there, just like, ow! I'm guessing that's 3 damage, yeah?
3 damage, yeah. The second one is a rook, so 8, which I'm guessing is a miss, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Third one is Rasgar.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
a miss.
11, yeah. And then the last one is Acklaw, 18.
That's a hit.
Okay. I'm just going to add them to the initiative. Down there.
I'm guessing that was just a surprise round then.
Yeah.
Can we see the entrance to the hut from where we are?
Yeah, the entrance is just on the side here. The door. I'm just going to move on to the layer so you can see them. Okay.
So the door's what? There?
Yeah, it's just
On the front? On the south side is the
on this
idea.
side here, yeah. So sort of southeastern side.
Okay.
Right, I'm not entirely sure how sort of movement works and where I can move my character and things like that on here, so...
That's alright. If you just say where you want to go and I'll let you know if you've got enough movement to get there, but you pretty much...
Yeah, because
Normally 6 squares. For
it's
30 feet.
30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
there
for
is,
speed, half
on
or-
the left hand side, on the toolbar, in the middle is a ruler. You can click on that and then if you drag it, click it and drag it to a point, it will measure it out for you.
Ah, right. I've got you.
I thought that was a comb.
Yeah, it does look like a comb, doesn't it?
It does look like a comb.
When you were looking a bit disheveled.
Oh god.
Right, so, in no particular order, I'll put the order on there. Oh gosh, you got low initiatives, haven't you? So this kobold here is going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is shooting at Aklor. Oh, bloody.
You can do it as Gore, at Claw.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my pointer. There we go. There we go. Boom. 16.
That hits.
Okay,
For
4 points of damage, please. Aklor, is your turn.
Right. Well, have I got sight?
Yeah, it's,
Shoot an arrow at them.
yeah, you can see them. This one's sort of ducking in and out the doorway, and these are at kind of like windows looking in and out, so you can see them as they're moving about inside. They're going to get an extra 1 point on their AC for quarter cover, but that's all.
Okay.
But you can hit them.
So I can move and then attack, can't I?
You can move a little bit and attack and then move a bit more. You can move all of your movement and attack, or you can attack and then do some movement.
Okay, I'm going to move to there and then try and hit the one furthest south, the one nearest the door.
Yep.
With the short bow.
Okay. That's a hit. And that's a kill.
Excellent.
That was
So
quick.
yeah, you pull back and you hit him, and
Pin him into the hut with the arrow.
you must have got him just as he was peeking out the door.
in the hand to the door.
And he sort
Right in
of
between the
falls
eyes.
doom, out the doorway. So great shot. Okay, alright, next is another kobold, this one. And he takes a shot at Aklor again, I'm afraid. 12 this time.
That doesn't hit.
Cool. Kobold again. He shoots at Raskar. 19 and 6 bludgeoning damage.
As a reaction, I'm gonna have to cast shield.
Okay.
So let me roll my d20 for. Oh!
We're dead.
Who's been made whatever wild magic kicks off?
Okay, well, I weren't expecting this.
No.
Oh wait, he's far away from us. Maybe it won't hit us.
Yeah.
Got to find a wild magic table now. Have you got one on you?
I become invisible. I've become invisible for the next minute. During that time, other creatures can't hear me. My invisibility ends if I attack or cast a spell.
Oh, okay. That's kind of a blessing and kind of not.
Yeah, I've just disappeared.
That's quite a surprise to everybody, I should think.
Yeah.
Not Rin. Rin didn't really like him. No offense, man. No offense.
He's stubborn. He's misunderstood.
So Rin is up next. You just seen your
Rin-
mate disappear.
Damn, wish I could do that. Just give me a second. I might just need to. Yeah, I can hit one of them. I'm going to use Vicious Mockery again. On. Can't really click.
You can, if you hover over them and click the left mouse button, hold it down, it pings like that. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to hit the middle one with Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
And I'm going to say something that I slept with his girlfriend last night. and she wasn't that good.
I'm not surprised, she's been dead for a week.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they all had the same goblin.
Oh, God.
That's
Now
a
I'm
bit weird.
They live in one of those communities. You know.
It is the wild. It is the wild.
Any goblin in a storm, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that thing failed.
He
It's got
failed.
disadvantage on its next attack,
Yep.
and then I'm going to try and duck behind the trees for some extra AC. Because I believe if I'm in cover, partial cover, I get at least 2 to my AC or
You
something.
get 1 for quarter and 2 for half.
Sorry?
You get one. You get an
we
extra
lost
point of
something.
AC for quarter cover, and 2 points for half cover. Or I suppose you could say soft cover and hard cover, or whatever. So you get.
I'm going to try and get behind the trunk then, so I at least have some cover.
You can roll for stealth if you want to see if you're hidden.
Oh yeah, sure,
I'll
sure.
let you do that.
Normal roll. 9. I believe it's against their perception scores.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, it's against their passive perception if they're not looking for you, but they've seen you go that way.
I still got some cover at least.
Yeah.
Ish. And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to sing some words of inspiration to my good friend, this guy, Arik. I'm going to say, I don't have a song yet, but I'll get back to you. I don't know you enough to give you a song, man, but you got a bardic inspiration.
Oh,
Great.
So are you familiar with what bardic inspiration is?
No.
Basically,
basically. Sorry, you go.
No, go on. It's your character.
Oh, okay. Okay, basically, bardic inspiration. If you make an attack roll or something, or any kind of roll, like a saving throw, ability check, attack roll, you can roll an extra d6 and add it to the roll.
Yeah. So
Right.
anything except for damage, you can roll your dice, and if you want, you can roll it first and see what the score is. If you want, you can roll a d6 and add that to it.
Right. Okay. So, am I able to get to these kobolds and attack from my position where I am now?
So where are you? Yeah, you can do from there. Yeah, you can get all the way inside if you want, or you can go up to the windows, whatever. Hello.
Oh, it's there, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not that bright, so I'm just going to go all the way inside.
I like this guy. I like him.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll go for the one on the right of me first, I believe.
Okay.
Alright, so let's have a look.
So sorry, run me through what you're doing. You're going inside, did you say?
Yeah, I'm going to run inside, attack the one on the right. There.
This one here.
That one, yeah.
Okay. So drag.
Oh, I got the tune now. Da 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 da. D66. Da 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 da. D66.
So as you run inside, you do notice in the centre of the room is a female tiefling tied to a chair. She's gagged and bound, quite obviously in distress.
Right, okay. So, there's not much more I can do than attack the one on the right, so I'll give that a go.
Mm-hmm. Good shot. Okay.
Oh damn!
So you smash it across the room basically, and it bounces off the wall. It is still conscious, but it looks very poorly after that wallop.
So for my second attack, I will try to finish it off with a scimitar.
Uh-huh. So it's only 5 points because you don't get the extra +1.
Yeah.
But that's enough to kill it.
Great.
So he's gone.
If possible, I would like to use I don't think I have that skill yet, actually. There's one where you get a bonus action, but no, I don't have that skill yet. That's level 2. Sorry, ignore me.
Raskar, you're currently invisible.
Okay. I don't know if this will be allowed, but I'm just going to tell you what I want to try and do.
Don't forget, before you say anything, before you say anything, you don't know what's in the hut, obviously.
I've seen my friend go in there, so it'd be a case of I'd like to get a bit closer.
Yep.
So what I was planning on doing was dashing as far as my movement could get me to get into the door, and then evaluate what's going on and make a snap decision.
So yeah, you can dash to the doorway. Dashing is an action though. To do a dash, I don't know if it was a figure of speech, but there is an action called dash.
That's right, yeah.
Which is double movement, but it counts as your action.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to dash into there, if that's fine.
Yep.
And obviously, nobody can hear me, and I can see 2 kobolds, my half-orc friend, and a tiefling tied up, yeah?
Yep, and a kobold that's been smashed to bits on the floor.
Okay.
Dead.
Yeah, so, okay. That'll be my go.
Okay. Acklor.
Okay, so I'm going to get my short bow ready again. I'm going to move over to the cover to get a better angle on the 2 over here.
Yep.
See them? Yeah. Yep. And I'll fire off another arrow at that top fella there.
Okay. Ooh, lovely. You've one-shotted him as well.
Oh, it's going well with the arrows.
Easy.
It's like
I'll
one
give him a little kind of like a little salute acknowledgement as I finish another one.
This one
It's
sort
like
of
one
hangs
punch
out the
man with an
window.
arrow.
Hangs out the window with an arrow sticking out of him. He's
Just
gone.
call me one arrow Acklor.
Nice.
Good work. So the remaining kobold is getting desperate now. He's taken a bit of damage because someone insulted his dead girlfriend. And
I wonder who that was. That guy's an arsehole.
he can't escape because there's this half orc standing in the doorway. It's all he can do is attack it really, like a cornered rat. He charges towards you. He's got disadvantage as well, right? At the minute, is that from the vicious mockery? I think.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, he don't need it anyway. So 6 is a miss, isn't it? So he does his best to stab you, but he's distraught this one, and he misses. And so it's Rin's turn again.
Okay. Let's see how far I can move. Am I up there? Yeah, I was like, yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers again. Don't want to waste any of my spell slots right now. Okay, so no, sorry, no, not Dissonant Whispers, Vicious Mockery. Oh.
Okay. So he fails. And your words have killed him. So how does
Okay, I get the feeling he's going to try and make a run for the window, and as soon as he gets to the windowsill, I just pop up going with a smile saying, "Hey, your girlfriend's dead." And then he dies from sadness.
With a broken heart, he drops down dead.
I actually feel a bit sorry for him.
Just comically pop up, just like, "Hey, girlfriend's dead." Just,
Right.
and that's how I died.
And so you are. The kobolds are gone, and you can see the snake appears again. The snake comes and joins you in the hut, and he's quick to slither up on Oswald's lap, and it curls itself on her lap, and she looks kind of comforted through seeing the snake. But obviously she's still
one of us needs to undo the.
Yeah, she's still bound and gagged at the moment.
As soon as Rin sees the tiefling, he's gonna be like, love hearts are gonna come in his eyes. Like he's always had a thing for like scary women. He's like, whoa. And he's going to immediately jump into the window and try and help, like untie her.
What you do notice about her is that she's got one horn missing. So she's got one normal tiefling horn and one's been cut off.
Oh, that's hot.
But, so yeah, so you untie then, did you say?
Yep. If we're not still in initiative, I mean, I'm pretty sure like we've all got 3 actions now.
Yeah, we're out of initiative. Yeah.
Seeing as I'm still invisible and I like playing a couple of pranks, I'm gonna kind of just, as he's trying to undo her, just pull him back just a touch. So he's like, what the hell? Just so he kind of.
I will start kicking the nearest fingers at where I think their balls are. Invisible ghost! He just starts kicking the air. Shall I make an attack roll?
Make an attack.
Make an attack roll. Just roll a d20 because I -1 because I don't have any strength. Oh, so that's 16.
What are you doing? Trying to kick him?
Yeah, well, I don't know if anyone's there because he's invisible. Oh wait, would that be with disadvantage?
That'll be the number 2, wouldn't it?
Oh, wait, what did I do? Why did I roll 2? Oh yeah, I did roll twice. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you rolled a 2.
Yeah, I missed.
So you're flailing about in the window, not knowing what's going on.
Oh, sorry, I did say I was inside, didn't I? And then trying to untie her, and then I think our warlock friend tried to touch me while he was invisible.
Pulled you away.
So
While they're kind of fumbling around the druid, I'm going to sort of make my way into the hut and just sort of check out the corpses as I come past.
Mhm.
Keep an eye out for anything that looks kind of worth a few coin.
So one of the kobolds has got slightly better leather armour than the others, and he's got a couple of silver pieces on him. The rest have just got a couple of copper pieces, and their weapons, which were daggers and slings.
Right. I'll help myself to the money, but apart from that, I'll just leave them.
Okay. So the hut itself kind of looks a bit like. So how can you describe it? So if you imagine like a witch's hut in the woods, so there's all potions on shelves, and there's stuffed animals, and there's lots of cobwebs, and it's an earthen floor. The furniture's kind of made out of sticks and wood and that kind of thing. It's kind of run down. There's a big cauldron that you can use for cooking stuff in, and there's all kinds of odd looking ingredients around the shelves, and a big barrel just sitting by the doorway as well.
As I'm untying her, I'd just like to say, and as I take the gag out of her mouth, I say, Oswald, I presume?
I am Oswald.
Oh, I am uniting Shining Armour for today. The name is Rin Armakir.
Yes, I saw
I do a little bow.
I noticed your little dance just now.
Oh yeah, that's what I call flailing around and trying to kick ghosts in the balls. Are there any ghosts in here?
There are no ghosts, but my snake here tells me that you're quite often sick. If you feel the need, there's a bucket just over there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I will definitely be sick in that bucket. I say as a flirting attempt. I'd love to be sick in your bucket.
Well, thank you for getting rid of my pesky visitors anyway. What can I do for you? Why are you in these parts? I don't normally see this many people in a day.
Well, as much as I am tempted to ask for you for a date, well, I believe we do have urgent matters at hand. Thunder Giant? Stone... Guys, what giant was it? Oh, that's the one. Yeah, Stone Giant. Village. We need the poison that you promised.
Ah, you must be talking about Quinton's village with the Halflings.
Oh yeah, lovely dude. Quinn.
Yes, we are friends.
Could do without the snakes, though.
How does that involve me?
You were providing poison, I believe.
Yes, that barrel there is due to be delivered to the village. Unfortunately, I was waylaid by these bandits.
Well, that's all right. We can take the poison with us. However, if things go south, we might need some more help.
And what do you have in mind?
Well, you seem to look like you can handle yourself in a battle. How would you like to come with me? Us. How would you like to come with us? And I hold out my hand to her as a persuasion.
I would like to help, but these kobolds are from the Half-Tooth clan, and where there's a few, there's sure to be many. I need to check out the marshes around this area. I don't want any more visitors. I need to reset my traps and check my snakes are okay. You can help yourself to the barrel though, and well, since you rescued me, I suppose I could spare you all something to help you. And she gives each of you a little bottle of liquid, and she explains to you that they are health potions. Each one does 2d4 points of health, restores 2d4 points of health.
Great.
So we just got one of those each.
Yeah, one each, yeah.
So I'll say to Oswald, when you've finished with this fall, do you have a spare one? I'm in a slightly bad way. I've got kind of a gash on my head, bleeding from the kobold's attack, and another open wound dripping down my arm. I'm in a bit of a shabby state at the moment.
I cut my finger. I took three points.
She looks at Akalor up and down, and she says, are you the master with the bow?
That's right. Akalor one shot.
Right. Have an extra one. I do appreciate some fine shooting when I see it. And
I'll just down that in one now. Is it 2d4? Yeah.
2d4, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rin's just gonna look away, going, oh. Like,
I'll again just sort of.
And Rook's going to kind
I'll
of
have to go and bow deep and say I'm in your debt.
Rook's going to kind of look in puzzlement. Rook's going to look in puzzlement because he took out one as well and didn't get an extra portion, so he's just going to.
It takes more skill to use a bow than a big hand.
takes more skill to kill your foes with words.
I think it was your breath.
Yeah, careful there, mate. I am then going to turn back to our lovely druid friend Oswald. I'm going to say, is there anything else you could possibly spare for taking down a giant?
You have all you need. That poison is taken from vipers. As long as you're careful with it, it should do the job.
I will take her hand and I will plant a kiss on it and say, it has been an honour, Oswald.
And she says, be careful, young one. Any more of that and you'll be one of our snake companions as well.
I'm gonna go now. Snakes don't do it for me.
And
before we leave, can I ask? Have you ever poisoned a stone giant before? How do you know that this is enough?
That is a very good question. I can see that you are a wise one. We have never poisoned a stone giant before, you are right. But all the signs say that this poison is one of the most powerful known to the druid kind. If it doesn't kill it, it's bound to put it at quite some disadvantage, shall we say. I'm sure it's our best chance.
That's good to know.
How do we get it into the nightfish?
I believe the halflings have a plan to lace the fish I think they're just going to cut them open and soak them in the barrel. I'm not sure. They'll show you when they get there, I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh, I think I've got an idea. Well, maybe like you know how you put fish in a barrel, and usually there's water in that barrel. Well, maybe they'll just throw the fish in barrel, and then there you go. Whoop.
I do have a idea to help with this plan.
Shoot.
Maybe I could, because I'm quite stealthy at times, so maybe I could hide and cast a spell and make it seem like a halfling is there with my minor illusion. So make it seem like there's a halfling there. So if Greta doesn't fall, she will get angry at just an illusion and won't kill another halfling.
Minor illusion. I would know what this spell was because a bard can learn it, wouldn't I, Ollie?
What's that, minor illusion?
Yeah, minor illusion.
Yeah, you'd have seen it being used in the taverns and round and about.
Well, I would say no because I believe minor illusion. If I know the minor illusion spell myself, which I don't, but I have heard it being used. I don't think the minor illusion can really touch anything. So if they're delivering the barrel, they won't be able to hold it.
The fish can already be there, and the halfling can just be pictured sitting next to it. Doesn't have to touch anything.
However, I also think that the minor illusion spell doesn't. I don't think they're allowed to speak either.
No, it's just literally going to be a still image. But it saves the fish are still going to be there. It's just going to possibly save a halfling's life, and stay out of her wrath.
I know that, but wouldn't she want to speak to the halfling first? I mean, she didn't
look like from looking from last time. It looked like she just wanted to gobble that fish, and then once she gobbled the fish, then she went for the halfling. It seems like she is greedy.
I think
fish.
I think
anything that distracts and confuses her, I think, is to our advantage.
Okay, I say we're all. I like that idea. Rascal's hand saying, "I like this idea."
I extend forth my big scaly hand.
Crush it.
Rook's gonna throw.
I then immediately take my hand back, noticing it has scales.
Rook's going to throw a cat among the pigeons here because he's not going to be happy. At the end of the day, anything that will give suspicion to this stone giant puts the plan in jeopardy. And if a halfling is well aware that she might think something that's up, he may have a chance to jump off this raised platform and escape as long as he's skilled in it. But if we leave an illusion there instead and she does try to talk to it, she may not even eat the fish.
True.
I didn't seem to think of that.
Yeah, without the risk, to risk one halfling's life is better than to risk the entire village's life by alerting the stone giant.
Actually, does the druid know polymorph?
Are you asking her?
Yeah, I'm asking. Do you know a spell that could turn one of us into a halfling, so it doesn't have to be the village?
You want to give the impression of being a halfling?
I would like to give the impression of being a halfling.
And let's have a look. So you're a half elf. Well, I suppose I could. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see. Which potion was it? Try that one.
Are you sure this isn't poison?
Well, who can be sure of anything?
Poison.
Can I roll investigation or arcana?
Sure, you can always vomit it up again.
You can roll. It won't be arcana because it's not magic. It's a potion rather than a magic thing. So yeah, I guess.
Medicine.
Yeah, medicine would probably be most appropriate, wouldn't it?
Oh, there you go. I got one in that. Yay.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, you can tell it's certainly a potion that changes things, but you can't really tell. Well, you can narrow it down to a few things. It'll definitely change you into a humanoid of some sort. So that rules out frogs and fish and snakes, which is of some comfort.
Does she know how long this will last for?
Who can be sure? We'll say 2 days, I would have thought, a potion that size.
Bottoms up, guys. He lifts it and then he... What?
Okay, if you want to roll a d6, 4, 5 or 6, and you can turn into a halfling. 1, 2 or 3 and it'll be something else. Hey! There you go.
There we go.
There you are.
I am probably the luckiest person ever right now.
You are a fine looking halfling.
What's
up, guys?
While this is going on and the focus is on Rin, can I try and acquire another one of the health potions where she got them from off the shelf with a sleight of hand check?
Oh, I think that would be quite cool, yeah.
Just so everyone's focused on Rin and in shrinking and going hairy. If I do a sleight of hand.
Oh. Without even looking at you, she puts her arm out and goes zzz, like that, and you all of a sudden feel a shock in your hand and you take 1 point of damage. And she turns and she says, you might be good with a bow, but that's the only warning you're getting.
Told you you should have trusted me.
Apologies, my lady. I just get greedy sometimes.
That's okay.
Right, anyway, we better get out of here before this spell wears off. Sorry, I mean, we better get out of here before this spell wears off.
What's happened to the weird elf human guy? He's turned into tiny man.
Young man.
He's turned into a tiny man. What is that bit?
Is
I
Rascal
will punch him in the dick.
I think I'm going to hold out a finger and put it on your forehead. Just, no.
Let's let him post strength checks.
What, are you still invisible?
No, I'm not.
I'm pretty sure that would have ended by now.
So
I'll be back in 1 minute, guys. I just need to go. 1 minute.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
So she turns.
Okay, let's see my strength check. Oh.
Come in.
Oh, it turned into a better player on the
I think I floored you by poking your head.
Yeah, stop it.
You've got a little scratch in your forehead from the dragonborn's fingernail.
Anyway, I think we best get to the village before this potion wears off.
So Oswald just says Sly will be staying with me tonight. Says looking at the snake, but the night flyers will show you the way. And as you look out the door, you can see kind of like a row of little blue lights flickering. Follow those; they will see you back to the village.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll bow and say I apologise for my indiscretion earlier.
Not.
We'll keep an eye on him.
So you can quite easily find your way back to the village, following the trail of night flies. What do you call them? Glowworms or whatever they are.
Fireflies.
Fireflies. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Following the trail of fireflies through the bulrushes, you find your way back to the village easily. The Elderman's pleased to see you and says, "Oh, you've brought my you brought the barrel back. How was Oswald? What happened to her?"
Oh, she was rather fine. Being torn up by kobolds, I'd say. Hi, I'm the half elf from before. I drank a potion.
So who is this little fella I'm talking to here?
It's Ren.
He's got a very high voice for a halfling.
Ren.
What happened to that half elf bard fellow?
I'm Ren. I'm the half elf. Leave me alone.
We have a plan, Quentin. We have a plan.
Ah, that's good. Tell us your plan then.
All right. Well, does anyone else want to take over? Or I can't do this squeaky voice for that long. I
I'm
really
sure you can. It's very entertaining.
It's actually very funny.
First rule of role play: pick a voice you can do.
Inspiration, anybody? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, let's see. My handsome self, am going to take this barrel with the fish in it, obviously, to the stone giant, and we are going to poison the stone giant. However, if she catches on, we will have to. Well, it's better to risk my life than anybody else's here.
I agree.
Son of a bitch!
Rasgaz nodding intently with his arms crossed, like.
Son of a bitch!
Well, that's very noble of you. While you've been gone, my boys have been working hard, and we've finished this. Bear with me a second, and I will add. Okay. Right, if you want to look in your journals, you should be able to see a catapult boat.
Oh, nice. Alright, here's the plan.
So I'll let you have a
Just
quick...
in case things go south, we get the catapult boat out, we sneakily get the catapult boat out onto, well, where it can get in range of the stone giant, and then, if things go south, if it realises, I will give the signal, which will be... and well, okay, just this. And and you will fire upon it and try not to hit me.
Are we able to camouflage the catapult boat
That's a good idea.
with reeds or whatever?
That's a good question. Well, I suppose we could give it a go.
Well, I think you set some of the villagers in that catapult boat and see if you can camouflage it. And we have a plan.
We need a PC and we need one of us in the boat as well.
That's it. We
But
got
we
a slight
also have,
problem. None of us are strong enough to work the catapult. We need a big fella like you guys.
I do.
Whoever's going to do it, I'm going to give them bardic inspiration before the giant gets here, just so they have a d6 on their roll.
Right.
Arok and Akla have we have ranged, we have bows we can attack from a distance, so we can set ourselves up to.
I'm better in melee because I have 2-weapon fighting, so I get 2 attacks.
I can stay on the boat.
You go head to head with the giant, then I'll hang back with my bow.
I am the bravest of all!
With the weakened giant. So I would. I'm not terribly stealthy, but I would like to hide somewhere close to where the rock is, if possible. Maybe.
Okay. So, while you're chatting, the Elderman arranges for the fish to get laced with the poison. So the halflings are quite skilled with their fish knives. They slit the bellies open, they fill the insides up with poison, and they sew them back up so they look like they've not really been tampered with. They set 10 of them in a little rowing boat, and the Elderman says this rowing boat is for whoever's going to be delivering the fish. The giant should be here in about half an hour or so if you want to make your preparations.
Before we could have, as we got to the village, could we have stopped off for like an hour for a short rest? Or
No.
I want to be max HP before we.
We didn't get a rest at any point coming back from the hut between.
Oh, we didn't. That's cool. That's cool.
No, I'm asking like while they're prepping the boat.
Yeah, while they're prepping it, could we take a short rest?
Well, she's due in about an hour, so you can try to, and then we'll roll a dice to see if she turns up before you finished your rest. But the Elderman does say to you, if she turns up and there's no fish, She's going to be.
All right, guys, we can't risk
Yeah,
this.
we can't risk it.
We're not going to be in position either. We need to get in.
Yeah, we need to get into positions.
All right.
Who was going in the boat?
With the fish, that
No, that was who was going in the boat with the catapult? Was that
Uh,
Aklar or Rosgar?
yeah, I'll go in the boat.
Rosgar, yeah.
You've got your health potions as well. Don't forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, with that, he bids you good luck. So with the boat, if you want to give me whoever's in it, if you want to give me a stealth roll, we'll see how well they're hidden, the camouflage, how well it's been done.
Okay.
What we got? 11. Ooh.
Oh, I did say I wanted to give a bardic inspiration to the person in the boat, right?
You did.
Yep. So you've got a D6 to add to that if you want.
I was kind of trying to save that just for any attack rolls, just in case.
I think being found's more important. We want to read the fish.
I'm going to fire the D6. I'm going to use the bardic inspiration.
Oh, there we go.
And I'll tell you now that a stone giant's passive perception was 14. So,
right. So good job we did.
she would have spotted that poorly camouflaged boat had you not done that. Good call. Okay. So I'll move you onto the. This is a map. This is the other side of the lake. It's about 120 feet away from the village. This is the big rock.
I don't like the sound of this.
Right, I'll just pause that a second. Yeah, so this is the big flat rock where the fish go. This is the little bay that sort of Greta hangs out in, or where she comes to visit people, or collect her fish from, I should say.
Which direction does she approach from?
So she comes from this way,
Okay.
and she goes to this rock, collects her fish, and stomps back again.
And the rocks there are big enough to hide behind? Would they provide some cover?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So the boat, if you were in it, would have to be, I don't know if you saw the description, it can't, needs to be more than 50 foot away to be able to hit anything.
Yeah.
It can't shoot and fire, it can do one or the other. Can't shoot and move, it's got to do one or the other.
Yeah.
But other than that, it is what it is. So how do you want to set yourselves up? I'll let you, if you drag your characters on where you want to be, or give me a brief description of how you want to sort of start it.
All right. I would like to be where the fish would be, but I want to take a few steps back from the barrel, just so I might have time to jump into the pier.
So you're right up here by the flat rock.
Yep.
Okay.
And I also like to chug my health potion, just in case.
You're going to do what? Drink it now, do you say?
Yeah, I'm going to drink it now. I better drink it now, otherwise.
That's 2d4 then.
Yep.
Which direction did you say she came from, sorry?
From the north. She comes straight down there.
Right.
This is a map I got off of Google. So the black areas, if you imagine they're sort of that's the tree line kind of thing. She comes crashing out of the tree line.
Right. Can I position a rock kind of behind a rock here? Let me just get.
Yep.
Yeah. So he doesn't have too far to go.
So
yeah.
Are you two trying to hide down there, or are you just?
I'm going to try and hide. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm using that cover to be able to kind of peek out and fire from, but I'm also going to take my health potion.
Okay. those rocks will give you 2 points of AC.
Okay.
If you can both roll stealth, and I'll see if you've hidden. Ooh, good rolls.
Yes, finally.
You're both hidden, and you've both got +2 AC.
They had to start rolling good eventually.
I know, yeah.
Hey,
So, Rin, are you ready to rock and roll?
Where is the
Rin gets out his loot. He's just like, oh, I was born ready.
where am I going to be on the boat? I was thinking somewhere over here, just so I'm still within range if I need to be.
Yeah, I mean, you can either put yourself where you want on the map, or we can just say you're off map at the moment. The boat's got a massive range. You could stay at the village and still hit her.
And we've already succeeded with
I'd like to
camouflage.
be
haven't we?
fairly close, so just in case it goes sour, I can cast a couple of cantrips to try and help the party out. So I'd probably just be off the map by about 10 feet.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Oh, I would like to give the not gnomes, the halflings an inspiring speech before we start this, though.
Rin, how many people can you inspire?
No, not inspire. Like just an inspiring speech.
Just go with a motivational.
Yeah,
Excellent.
motivate them. Amp them up.
Okay.
I say, everyone, I see in all of your eyes the fear that will take the heart of me. But you know what? We have a giant bully coming our way. You know, today's not the day we cower. Today is the day we fight. Fight for everything. Fight for our families. And you know what? If we die, she may take our lives, but she will never take our freedom!
Well,
I knew I heard that from somewhere.
It was like half Lord of the Rings, half Braveheart.
well,
Yeah,
I
we'll call
think
you Brave Ring.
Yes!
you're well suited to a bard. Very good.
Should I roll a performance, persuasion, like to see if they'll actually try and throw things at the troll? Like maybe if they'll fight as well?
I'll tell you what. If
things go south?
If you roll a performance,
Disadvantage, advantage.
roll a performance with advantage, and everybody else, if you want to roll a straightforward intelligence check.
Oh, that's me screwed.
23!
Very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
natural 20.
They are so inspired. I get the feeling they all read Lord of the Rings.
It's just straight intelligence.
Yeah, just a straight intelligence. So the big stat. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Rin's speech has inspired Acklor so much that you get a point of inspiration. Now, a point of inspiration is like bardic inspiration, but it's a D20. It basically means you can re-roll any of your rolls. So you get you can take a roll with advantage.
Okay.
So if you roll badly, you can roll it a second time.
Just once.
Yeah. So it's a point of inspiration. Rin, you'll also get that for being uplifted.
Oh, sweet.
Sadly, Aruk and Raskar are just going, what a load of old bullshit that was.
Oh, they clearly haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
They're like, what
That's
is
my
this?
role moment.
Oh, yeah, what nerds.
They're like, what is this halfling on? Not only is he trying to chat up a druid, he's now spouting loads of nonsense at us. Not inspired at all.
I'm the worst bard ever.
In fact,
Rin loses
Raskar's
hope.
just sitting there looking at fish, just hopping in the thing, shaking his head like, what is going on?
These fish are more inspiring.
But Eklor has felt uplifted, and his heart's a little bit lighter.
I'm impressed. I think I thought he was a bit of a tosser to start with, but that speech
That's done it.
galvanised me. Yeah.
So Eklor and Rin both get a point of inspiration. Basically a reroll. Okay.
Are the halflings armed at all?
Well, the halflings are still back at the village, except for the one that's been press ganged into sailing the boat for Raskar.
Right. Okay.
They're back at the village, cowering behind. They're not the bravest people in the world, or bravest halflings in the world. Right. So, about half an hour or so has passed, and some dramatic music begins to play.
It's just Rin on his loot again.
And out of the tree line comes Greta. And she looks down at Rin and she says,
Hello, Greta.
I don't recognise you.
Oh, forgive me. I am rather the cowardly type. However, it was my turn. We did draw lots. We did draw lots, and unfortunately, my number came up. So I have to meet your charming self, who I admire from afar.
Stop talking.
Oh, yes, of course, your fish, madam.
She gives you a little.
Please.
She gives you a little dig with her foot. You're quite squashy. These fish better be good, or you're gonna get eaten.
I know. Just so you know, I do not taste very good. However, I could play you a little song while you feast.
No, don't bother. I've heard enough of your voice already.
Oh, yes. I very much apologise for that. I will stop talking now.
And
enjoy your fish.
she looks down at the fish and she starts eating them. And she says, these don't taste like they normally do.
Oh, new spices.
I quite like them. Ah, lovely. And just she finishes the last one and she kind of looks around. She's holding her belly. What do they call you then?
They call me Francis. Francis Amakia.
As you say that, she sort of clutches her chest.
And I'm gonna say, choke on it, bitch.
I don't. What did you say? I don't.
I'm gonna say, choke on it, bitch, and then I'm gonna jump into the water, and I'm gonna do the signal, catapult.
She begins stumbling left and stumbling right, and she falls over, splashed into the water, and she's lying in the water for a second. And it's just long enough for you to start to wonder whether or not she is actually finished or not. And then a hand comes up the other side, and she pulls herself up to her knees, and she shouts, "Francis!" And you're in initiative.
I'm under the water. Wait, how far would you say I would have had to? I could have gotten away before.
I think you would have had to have taken a DC con save, or gotten landed on.
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to do that now, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, sorry, 1 second. Constitution. 13.
13, yeah. Yeah, so you managed to dive out the way.
Oh, I was saying, could I dive into the water as I shout, choke on it, and then dived into the water as she was choking, and then tried to make a quick escape, and then those guys could hit her with a catapult.
Okay.
Oh, I should probably roll an initiative.
Right, Aaron, I'm just going to put your character on down the bottom, just so that I can
Yeah, okay.
add his thingy on.
How many feet would you say I would have gotten away, though?
Probably, we're going to say 10.
Okay, I can't click on Rin right now. Oh wait, there we go. Got him. There we go.
Mark is... Mark, you want to do a roll initiative for us?
Roll initiative, yeah.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you. 13. Oh, that was a good roll, Aaron.
Yeah, getting a little bit lucky at times.
What you want when you got a catapult?
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck him up, Aaron.
Yeah. So Aaron, first up.
Okay. Gonna use Tides of Chaos. So, I think that's how it works. 2 seconds. I gain advantage. I gain advantage on a attack roll. And this is a d20 plus 6, so I get advantage. I'm just trying to sort this out. It's just gone a bit slow all of a sudden.
That's all right. Eight. Blimey. What happened there?
Well, they're shocking.
Yeah. So, okay. So you fire these. You fire a couple of these mud-filled barrels, but I guess you're still finding your range and getting the feel for the machine because they're just exploding on these rocks either side. Unlucky.
Okay.
Aklor.
So she collapsed. Is she prone?
She's on her knees, so she's in
So
between.
do you get advantage on that or not?
Well, technically, as on a range shot, you'd get disadvantage for prone, but you can have it as normal.
Normal, right? I will fire my
If
short bow.
If someone's prone, you get advantage if you're doing melee, but disadvantage
Okay.
if it's a ranged.
Oof.
Yeah, and despite your excellent archery talents earlier, your arrow just smashes into the rocks either side as well, and it's Greta's turn.
Why all the bad luck now?
So
I am hidden underwater, right?
you are.
Okay.
So she's gonna pick up a rock and try and throw it in the direction that she saw the arrow come from. She's got disadvantage because she's poisoned at the moment. Well, the lowest one out of 26 is 26.
I don't think we should have messed with a stone giant.
Yeah.
26 hits you and you take 18 points of damage. You're unconscious.
Well, I'm on 1 hit point because I've got relentless endurance.
Oh, fantastic. Even better.
So yeah.
That is good news. I'm assuming with your 2 points for hard cover, you still are under 20.
Funnily enough, yeah, still there.
Yeah. Okay. A rook.
I don't believe I've got enough range there to get to her. So can I move 30 feet and then fire crossbow at her? Is that possible?
Yeah, you can walk up to her if you want to. I'll let you cover that distance.
Right. Okay.
If you want to.
So, yeah. I'll go for it. I'll because she's prone also. So I'll walk up to her and attack.
Okay.
So look. Sorry about this. Just finding it. I'm playing on a laptop, so my screen's tiny.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, here we go. So
I was on
first
a laptop for quite a long time when I first started.
So Warhammer was 14.
Yeah, so that's a hit. Give you that.
Great, and then second attack with the Scimitar. $14 again.
Yeah, that's a hit. 3, okay. So I take off 1, so 2. Okay, good work.
Right.
She hardly notices it, but you hit her nonetheless. Every little helps. Rin.
Alright. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers. For some reason, I could not find it on the page here. So I'm going to have to just roll 3d6 on the dice thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, incidentally, was she prone when I made those rolls?
She was on her knees, so she technically wasn't, but you hit her
Holy
both.
shit, did I just get three sixes?
Oh yeah, you did.
You did, yeah.
Okay, and she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie. She does it with disadvantage because she's.
Yep.
Yeah, so she fails.
So if she fails, I'm afraid she's automatically dead. I'm just kidding. She has. She has to. That's psychic damage, by the way, for the d6s. And then she has to use her action to move away from me as much as possible.
So the damage is
like-
3d6, is it?
Yep, 3d6. And if she has to use her action to move as far away from me as possible, like she has to like dash or something. She'll probably be back, but at least we'll get some distance.
Yeah, she'd be frightened, isn't she?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, not really frightened. Just she forfeits to go, basically.
Because say frightened,
Just
you,
to run away.
you can't move back until you pass another test, can you?
No, like it stops next round. Like as soon as she moves away, it's just like, oh wait a minute, I can go back and kill them.
Okay, so she's going to tramp off into the woods, but she will be back in a sec. Raskar.
Can I call out to him, to Raskar, while I do that, and then just say, ready that catapult. As soon as she comes back, let loose.
I'll do my best. I'm better with my staff.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to give him my last bardic inspiration.
Okay. You
That might be
can. You guys can ready an action. That is an action. So you can describe. So for example, you can say, "I want to ready my bow." So as soon as she appears, I fire. So it's almost like holding your attack until. It's
I think I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to ready the act. As soon as I see her, I'm letting loose the catapult.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Can I? Is it possible for me to cast frostbite on the barrels to make them ice?
Yeah, it could do. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to do that as a cantrip, like turn the barrels into ice. Maybe I don't know if it gives them extra damage or just for flavour or whatever. But yeah, I just want to do that.
You roll the damage for whatever frostbite would be, and then you can then add that to your barrels.
Okay, cool.
So if you roll the damage for it now, and then.
Right, do you want me to do it just in case it missed? Because it might miss, you see. So.
No, we'll say you automatically hit them because they're in the boat with you.
Okay, so.
Yeah, the barrel's not going to move out the way just to...
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So if you add an extra 5 to the damage of your barrels.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, I see. I'm with you now, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So you're going to ready the catapult.
Yeah.
Okay. Dan and Mark, are you going to ready any actions?
Yeah, I'm gonna ready my my bow again.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot I can really do, is there? Because I mean, I'm melee, so would I be able to try and find some hard cover, perhaps behind?
You can duck behind the rocks over here if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, like somewhere like that. Yeah, I'll do that then.
That'll give you a +2 to your AC.
Yeah, so if I'd go there, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Can I move as well? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm over to there.
Yeah. Are you hiding behind this rock here?
This one here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a +2 on your AC as well. Okay.
Okay.
So she appears back out, looks around, and go on.
Sorry. I would like to say that would actually be her action because she had to use like her action and like to dash.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't be able to do an action this turn
That's okay.
because of the dissonant whispers.
Yeah. So Raskar, you can fire off your catapult that you had readied.
Okay.
Don't hit me.
I'm going to use... I think the bardic inspiration would be a waste, personally, because I think I'd have to roll a top marks to even hit her.
You can roll your bardic inspiration after you've seen the dice result if you want.
Would it hit if I rolled the inspiration though? Because I don't think that's too low of a score. I imagine her AC is fairly highish.
Yeah. No, yeah, you just done it, haven't you? Sorry, I didn't realise you'd rolled it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna pass this time.
Yeah, that won't give you anything extra. So these barrels just smash on the cliffs again. Somewhat harder because they're ice barrels now. Nevertheless. Okay. So Aklor.
Yeah, I'm peeking from behind the rock, taking a shot. Again.
That's a miss as well. Miss again. Okay. So she misses her go. Arak, your turn.
Yeah, I'd like to sort of jump up from behind the rock, run across the top of the rock, and just attack, dive on her with my weapons.
Oh, nice. You can have advantage for that if you're leaping off at the top of the rock.
Yeah, leap off the top of the rock for it.
Do that with advantage.
Do that with advantage.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, you beautiful man!
Is that a critical as well?
Sorry?
Yeah, that is a crit.
Because savage attacks also gives me an extra hit dice
That's it.
when you score a critical hit with it. How do I roll that? Do I roll?
Roll the damage a second time.
So do I do that by clicking on the Warhammer again?
Well, it's done it automatically because you got a crit.
Oh yeah, it's done it. All right. Oh,
yeah. So your first roll was 9 damage and your second roll was 7 damage.
Break.
He actually gets, because he's a half orc, he'll have to roll a separate individual die, which would be D8.
So
So if you go to the little dice at the side and roll it, just click the D8.
Yeah.
D8.
There you go.
Oh, nice. 16, 23. I'll make that. Is that?
Yeah, and then I believe I get my dual weapon, so I'll attack with a scimitar also.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
You know you're just pissing her off.
Is this advantage? This wouldn't be advantage. This one would it? 'Cause I'm not jumping.
This is still part of your move, so yeah, still with advantage.
Oh, nice.
Hits.
Guys, even if we go down, at least we went down fighting.
She's getting angry now. She sort of screams as you bounce off her with your hammer and your knife and everything else. That was a great hit. Well done. Rin, you're up.
Right. Okay. I can see that these boulders that are hitting the cliffs around her. Do they look unstable? Is like with any amount of force that they might collapse on top of her?
Not really, but what are you thinking?
I was thinking about trying to get the cliffs to like kind of just like drop. Well, like because like they're slamming against the cliffs. The barrels of ice and all that. I get the feeling like they could. They might have damaged the cliff a little, and then maybe a huge chunk of that cliff could land on her But what I have planned is maybe to cast Thunder Wave, and then maybe a huge portion of the chunk of the cliff might fall on top of her.
You can see what happens, I guess. Don't forget, Uruk is.
I'm there also.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, I'm there. Yeah, of course.
All right.
I'm not saying
Is
you
what I'm
can't
getting-
do it. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm taking other people into
Don't
consideration.
kill me.
Damn it, you guys are my weakness. All right. I'm going to use my last spell slot to cast Dissonant Whispers again.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so that's 8 points, and then Wisdom saving throw, please.
Yep.
Yeah, you failed.
Oh, cool. Okay, 6 and 8 damage, and she retreats back off into the woods again.
Yep, and then she's going to have to forfeit her next go. Guys, that was my last spell slot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and head over to the catapult boat, wherever that is. I forgot where it was.
It's 60 foot out into the lake.
All right.
21, yeah.
Could you? Ah, there it is. All right, I'm going to go over to where it's the one right at the bottom. Yeah.
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 All right. In that case, I'm going to move 30 feet because that's all I can do.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
If I can take an action, can you take an action again to move back behind the rocks where I was previously?
Yep.
I'd like to freeze the barrels again if possible as well.
Yeah, the barrels are still frozen from the last one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've frozen all the barrels, have I?
Yeah, the barrels are frozen until you decide they're not, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Are you going to ready the catapult again?
Yeah, I'm going to ready the catapult. Hopefully this time I've worked it out and tweaked it right.
Okay. Acklar?
Yeah, you're going to have me there soon, so I'll help you.
Well, you might be able to take over and I can try and cast some spells, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm guessing catapult is dexterity based, so.
Acklar, are you going to ready your bow?
Yeah, I can't do a lot. I'm just kind of licking my wounds behind the rock, waiting for a chance to get some revenge.
Okay.
So you're just like a cat, just like.
So,
just like.
same as before, she reappears, learning her lesson slowly. So, Raskor, if you want to fire away.
Gonna use Bardic Inspiration, because this is just...
That's dire.
I'm rolling hands.
Oh no!
It's another frozen barrel, just goes...
Wouldn't he get advantage on that? Like, or would he, or no? No, he wouldn't. Oh no, he doesn't have inspiration, like the inspiration.
No, I don't have the inspiration, no.
Acklar, with your bow.
Yeah.
She's quite a large target. Yay!
Gosh.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's weird. How is he missing her with barrels?
But it's on a boat, I guess it's rocking like that.
Oh, right.
The halfling shreddy boat. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Arrow isn't in within 5 foot, is he? He's further away now.
Yeah, he's behind the rock again, unfortunately.
Yeah, about 10 foot.
Yeah. Okay.
That's alright.
So yeah, just four points of damage.
Yep, done. So she's beginning to look a little bit worse for wear. She's still got life in her, but she's beginning to look a little bit ropey. Uruk.
Yeah, well, worked last time. Let's try it again. So I'll run up onto the rocks again.
You'll never expect it.
Try and jump on it. I know, yeah. I'm guessing I won't get advantage this time, as it's the same action as it was before.
Well, no, you can have advantage because you're leaping off of a rock, so you're kind of like coming at her head height,
Great.
which is pretty cool.
I can live with that.
Whee! That hits. Yep, 22.
Brilliant. And then again, as I come off the rock, I'll just go down with them both at the same time. My scimitar and the and the thing.
Ooh,
Oh.
gorgeous.
Oh, you beautiful man!
And then
Attack again.
is it? Do I roll D8 again? Is it?
I think it's done it for you.
It's. Oh yeah.
The half-orc savage attack.
Because of the savage attack, yeah.
Yeah. So it does do it already. Yeah.
Love it.
Great.
Good work. She's looking rough. Okay, Rin.
Right, would I have enough movement to get onto that catapult boat and take my action and fire the catapult?
Just about, I would say.
Alright, I'm going to go over there. And I'm going to take aim. And I'm going to say... actually, I won't say anything until I roll. So what do I roll? Like just a d20 then plus my dex, or
No, if you
D20.
look at the thing in your journal, it'll tell you. I think it's. Let me drag it up.
20 plus 6, mate.
Yeah, +6. D20 plus
Okay,
6
so-
to hit.
okay? I'll just roll the 20 and then just add the 6. Wait, I'm going to use my inspiration.
This is the world's shittest catapult.
What's going on?
Bloody halfling engineering.
All right.
I can only assume the axle with the bucket is like a dog leg or something. It's just sending everything left.
Okay, but this is good. We're still hitting the cliffs. Maybe they'll loosen up. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna move over and let my good friend other guy have a go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Bob.
Well, I've had enough of this catapult. I'm going to leave it to...
Rock.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to fire one more time. This is the last time I'm going for this.
Actually, would 13 actually hit though? So, because it is a +6, I meant to roll 20 and then plus the 6.
You used your inspiration, so don't you use the new roll, or is it?
Yeah.
You don't always have to use the new roll. It's only with certain ability scores like Lucky. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Halfling luck. Because I'm a halfling.
Well, you look like a halfling.
Ah.
Yeah. Nice try.
That would have been awesome.
It looks like a halfling, smells like a halfling.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
He's not. He's still not a halfling.
I was gonna fire the catapult.
Yes.
Right.
That's done some damage.
What?
Something like 4d10 or 3d10 or something. It's quite powerful.
4d10.
Fuck her up! Fuck her up!
Plus 9. It'll be.
19.
So 28 total.
Nice one.
28.
Oh, plus
And
the frozen stuff.
Yeah, I added all that.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my movement, if possible, to jump out of the boat and into the water.
Yep.
5, 10.
You can get 30 foot nearer.
Yeah, I'm going to get to there.
So you hit a square on the shoulder and she's taking a couple of steps back. That was a hard hit.
I was expecting more than that.
That was a hard hit. She's looking ropey now. She's not with it at all. Acklor.
Right, seeing her swaying and struggling a bit, I'm going to move my full 30 feet in to engage, draw my rapier and charge forward and attack with the rapier.
Yes.
Hit. Oh, nice.
Plus,
plus
Aruk is within 5 foot, so I get another
Sneak attack.
D6 for my sneak attack, yeah?
Yep.
But that is
Nice.
Yeah.
another 6.
Oh, beautiful.
Well done.
Oh. Very good. That's -9. So she drops down to one knee. She's not quite dead. There's one more look of rage in her eyes as she looks across at Aruk, and she attempts to grab hold of him. So you need to make a strength check against my strength check. I've got disadvantage though because I'm quite poorly.
Oh, just put her to bed. Put her to
20.
bed.
Oh, I do have quite a lot in strength, but is it? Oh no!
Oh, that's lucky.
Oh wait, she's got disadvantage though, doesn't she?
Yeah, I took that. She got 20 and 26. So
Oh shit! Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
So she's on her knees and she's just about dead.
Grappled him.
She's on one hand and she just looks across at you, and she remembers you flying off the rock and then she grabs you and she picks you up and she throws you, and you fly about 30 foot. And as you know, falling damage is 1d6 for every 10 feet, so 3d6 damage.
Right.
I'll roll it on it.
Damn! If I had a spell slot, I could have cast Featherfall.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Right. Okay.
And I don't know, you land about here, I guess, something like that.
Oh shit!
You're not prone because you kind of landed in the water, but you're just there, and it's your
Do I
turn.
have to wait for my turn to drink my health potion, or?
It's your turn now.
Ah, right. Okay.
You
Oh,
can,
you know what,
I'll
I'm
let you
just
drink it
gonna
as a bonus action if you like.
Yeah. Right. So can I drink my health potion first?
Yeah.
And that is what do I roll for that?
2d4.
2d4.
Yeah.
So d4. Great.
Oh, that's better.
That's better.
That's not too
Oh,
bad.
that's not too bad. Right, and then I take it if she's only 30 foot away, I can get to her and attack.
You can, yeah.
Right, okay. So I will move towards her. Can I go up on the rock again and run off it?
You've probably not got enough movement to climb up the rock as well, but
If it works,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, you've been fair enough with that one, I suppose. So, so I'll just normal attacks. Oh, that looks like a miss.
that's a miss, yeah. You split the rock in half in front of her though, one of the little pebbles that was on the beach.
Oh,
And that's a miss as well, I'm afraid.
great.
So, Rin.
Rin is going to focus deeply. He's going to put his hand on the catapult. He's going to load the barrel. He's going to fire once more. But before that, can he see any of the halflings attempting to help? Or
Well, the only halfling with you is the one in the boat, who's doing his best to keep it steady while you fire barrels. He's not the greatest at that job, as you can probably have seen so far.
Fire the halfling.
would he
Rasgar
be
is
able
not-
to give me the help?
Yeah.
Would he be
What's the halfling?
Put the half.
Would he?
Oh, I think that'd be
Would he
brilliant.
be able to? Would he be able to give me the help command? So I have advantage on the attack roll.
No, he's busy. He's busy keeping you from capsizing at the minute.
Okay, in that case, so it's +6 to the roll, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a hit.
All right, so that's 4d10, yeah.
4d10.
And that's not plus anything, is it? Oh,
Plus 5 for the frostbite and
Oh,
plus
yeah.
4 for the whatever it was that was on the sheet.
Yeah.
I think it was plus 4.
so +5. Okay, so God's sake. Sorry, and then just got to roll 3 more. Without the frostbite this time. And then I got to add +4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 18, 15, plus 4, 37.
So that
I
is
think she's
enough.
dead.
That's enough to finish her. Tell us how you.
Oh.
Tell us how it ends.
Erin looks deep within himself. Lots of callbacks to when he was a child, still with his parents, his known parents, and how these bandits tried to murder him and his family. And then he said, "Hey, giant! Chew on this!" And then he fires, and it goes straight in her mouth. She goes back, and the barrel lands straight on her face, crushing her face. Like literally, it's like broken in. It's like, and it's just frozen in. Like half her face is like crushed, and her face just has like her mouth is wide open.
She is gone. Good job. And as she falls over, dead, you hear a shriek from up on the rocks, and you just see, just at the last second, John Siltwater vanishing off into the tree line.
Can I ready the catapult and fire at him?
He's gone. He's gone into the trees. And you are once again alone, and all is quiet.
Erin's just gonna
The corpse of this
sit down
massive,
and
corpse of this massive giant is just lying there.
Erin's gonna sit back down in the boat, and he's just gonna be like, "Oh fuck me, that was effort." And then he's gonna make sure everyone's okay. He's gonna hold up a fist and like as a signal to say, "Everyone okay?"
I am just slumped against one of the rocks, breathing heavily, feeling close to death.
And then Erin's gonna play a little tune on his lute. Does everyone know the Final Fantasy Victory song? Da, 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 da.
As Razgar has turned up, he doesn't realise that she's dead, and he's just about to do his vicious breath attack when he realises, and he starts coughing on ice.
Too late.
Is Aurora able to check the giant to see what she's if she's got any equipment or any notes to the whereabouts of John Stillwater?
Yeah, you can have a little look at her. Yeah. Give us an investigation check.
All right. Okay.
So you start looking at her, and it's quite a grim sight because her face has been stoved in by a barrel. But you do find about her person. She's got quite a lot of bits and pieces stuffed into her bra. There's a number of jewels in there. So you got 3 emeralds, a couple of sapphires, and 6 rubies.
Is this going into a party thing, or should I be noting it down? Or
I'm guessing it's going into party loot.
party loot? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we all killed that giant.
Oh no, I know. I just didn't know whether I needed to put it on anything or whether we have a party loot.
Oh, I can keep track of it if you want.
Yeah.
She's
Alright, so we got 3 rubies.
Yeah.
6 rubies, sorry.
3 emeralds, 2 sapphires, 6 rubies. She's got a couple of gold candlesticks in her pocket. They're worth 50 gold pieces each.
Candlesticks.
Yeah. And she's got some mink pelts, which you happen to know are worth a couple of silver pieces each. They're quite rare albino mink.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Okay, so 6 rubies, 3 emeralds, 2 sapphires, 2 gold candlesticks, and a mink, 2 milk, 2 milk, 2 mink pelts. Yeah.
2 albino mink pelts. Yeah. And,
Albino.
as you're searching, you hear a fanfare come up from the halfling village and cheer. In the distance, you can hear sort of cheers and happiness and laughter going on.
I will raise my arm to them, just like say, "Look, we're all good," and I'll offer a smile.
Cool. And so eventually you make your way back to the village, and you're treated like heroes, welcomed back like heroes, and there's more food and drink than you can bear to eat, and you're made welcome. And eventually, once you finally decide to leave, the villagers escort you all the way back to Waterdeep, as far as you want to go, in a big convoy, a flotilla of boats. They make you honourable. They give you what do they call it? They give you the
Statues.
key. They give you the key to the village, so you're welcome there. When freedom of the village, that's it. You got freedom of the village, so you're welcome back there whenever you want, and you're made honourable generals of the halfling resistance, and you're given 100 gold pieces each as well from the Elderman.
Hey.
Yes. Oh.
Who is absolutely over the moon, and Rin receives 2 proposals of marriage, because he's now a rather handsome young halfling. And,
Which ends as soon as the day's up.
the ladies are quite keen to keep him in town.
When I get my gold from the alderman, can I offer him a double or quits on a game of dice?
He accepts that with he can. Let's do it.
Is that from male suitors or female suitors?
Whatever your preference.
Oh, hang on.
Let's go with female. Does that go into party loot proposes of marriage?
Oh,
Anyone who wants those.
Right, I'll do a sleight of hand just to swap the one.
Oh. He's done. So
I'll be distracting with one hand, and the other one just sort of palms another dice and turns into 2 6s then.
that's 200 gold pieces for you, sir.
Excellent. I'll say, better luck next time.
The alderman, he's so happy that he really doesn't care. He's just pleased to have you guys around, and that, gentlemen, is the end of the story.
Great. Enjoyed that.
So there you
That
go.
was excellent. Thanks, Ollie. That was great.
That's all right.
Thank you. Thanks so